Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is another edition, everyone's favorite show here on chess.com, the State of Chess, stateofchess.com. Just finished hopping off the row machine, as chat said. This is definitely a fun show. There will be engagement with chat today. Let it be known throughout the land. Hear ye, henceforth with. There will be engagement with chat on all platforms. We will be reading Tommy's comments against our will. And everybody else. What's up, Chess Brainiac? And everyone who's tuning in, you're already here. You're here early. Welcome into the show. Today, we're going to be diving into all the things that have been happening at chess.com for the last quarter. Typically, that's what this is about, right? We take a look back at the previous quarter, talk about the different products that have been released, maybe give some insight into what went into those, get your feature requests and your complaints about all those things. We move through, of course, multiple staff spotlights. I'm really excited to introduce the person who will be who's just joined our team as our vice president of esports and events. We're going to be talking to him. We're going to be moving through all kinds of product stuff, and also joined by one of our most amazing project managers, Malachi, who's been helping push through some of our newest, latest, and greatest stuff on the tech side. He'll be joining us. We'll have a chess kit update, as you can see. And then we're going to get into some hot takes. Some of these came from our community, and some of them are true hot takes, meaning I don't really agree with it, and I can't wait to get into it with all of you later on. And of course, as always, we end with an AMA, if you will, right? An Ask Danny Anything. That would be ADA, which would be a great band name. Ada. I know there was ABBA, but Ada would also be a great band name. Anyway, and that's the deal. You're here also to just note that our team is working super hard to also check out any comments you have. And if you've got some hard ones for us, don't be afraid on this show. You know, we're probably not going to get into things that might be unnecessarily negative, or if you're trying to troll or be toxic, that's kind of on you. But if you've got some tough questions or you'd like us to answer, I encourage my team to bring those to me and to not shy away from it. And I think at the end of today, we're actually premiering our latest unbanned forms video. I know that's kind of a weird way to say it, because we're not really like choosing to ban or unban people in these videos. But if you missed the first one we had, maybe Trim can find a link to that and share our first ever video where me and Sean McCoy, our head of support, dove into some awesome questions from the community, some not so awesome, and gave our real-time takes where we had never seen the questions before. And we did another one of those just a few days ago with Sean Arn, who is our head of fair play. So a different Sean, different department, but we also dove into some really funny stuff. So you might want to stick around. I think we're premiering the whole video. Maybe the team can kind of confirm that in our broadcast DM on Slack, if that's the case. If we're not premiering the whole video, we're definitely giving you a preview of that video at some point today. So, okay, on that note, let's dive in. Let's talk about what was quarter four, talk about the products that were released from October all the way over to December. And here we go. Getting a call from someone right now who doesn't know that I'm live on a show. Watch this. This will be funny. Watch this. Hey, Andrew. Oh, this is a writer for the Wall Street Journal who's been texting me this morning about NFL players who use chess.com, and I won't give him their usernames because that's not something we would ever do. But Andrew, you're not watching the show. So I'm going to call you out right now. Watch the show instead of calling me. If you knew Chess TV schedule, what is more important in your life than Chess TV schedule? This is going to be hilarious. Watch this. Watch Chess TV right now. I just called you out. For those of you who don't know, Andrew Beaton is awesome. He actually covers chess regularly for the WSJ. That's the Wall Street Journal. You should follow him on Twitter and all the things he does. He also covers the NFL for the WSJ. So his worlds are intersecting right now with chess and the NFL playoffs. It's actually been funny. So that's hilarious. Just called him out. Shout out to you, Andrew. What a loser Andrew is, right? LOL, right? Doesn't even watch Chess TV. Doesn't have alerts on his phone when we go live. That's just ridiculous. Okay, just kidding. We love Andrew. All right, so chess.com in October was big. We had a lot of stuff going on. Some of the latest and greatest things that the world talks about at this point is always everything we're bringing to our game review. You know, the last State of Chess we had was actually right before the World Championship. And so we actually kind of already got into some of this. So I'm going to scroll a little bit through it quickly, because the truth is we've had more updates to game review since then. But we had Josh Levine, who is our vice president of engineering, Awesome. We talked about game review and you know what is a meme now on the internet, right? Double question mark for huge blunder, double exclamation point for brilliant. And we know a lot of people love punching their games through game review and sharing results on social media. Daniel is so much more tolerable when he isn't trying to be funny. You should tell my wife that. You should tell my wife that, because she'd probably agree with you that I'm a lot more tolerable when I'm not trying to force awkward jokes. So anyway, this is a feature. I want to highlight this because this is one that's coming. Like I said, everyone knows what game review is. If you play chess on chess.com, you've hit game review, you know what it is. I think our biggest breakthroughs have come in the form of coach. And I can just say again that we know that, you know, a lot of people have been trying to do this for a long time. I've often referred to it as the holy grail of chess, when computers can speak like humans and give chess advice, right? It's a very difficult thing to do. And it's led to a lot of clunky moments, maybe sites that kind of put the cart before the horse in terms of trying to do it. And chess players of all levels are like, that doesn't feel right. It's where a lot of our investment is going all the time. And it's not because there isn't also investment going into tools that connect real humans with humans. We also do that, don't worry. But I think we all know that there's some really great potential for chess to be the great game it is, but also to get real-time feedback from a virtual coach would be something that's amazing. And so I'm not going to say more on that because the team wouldn't want me to, but that is where a lot of our investment is going in terms of the insights you can pull. We have insights, but the insights that you can really get from, you know, in an instant way right after a game. And coach at chess.com/game review, our coach is only going to get better. You know, it was part of the acquisition we made a couple of years ago. For those who follow our company, you know that we acquired an amazing app called Dr. Wolf, and the man David, who's a head of learning here at chess.com, who kind of leads up this part of things. But a lot of our smartest brains, we have many smart brains at chess.com, but a lot of people who are working on that. We're very excited about the future of coach and what it's going to be bringing you from game review. Okay, I highlighted this thing, practice. This is something that is also at some point going to unlock the next level of chess training for you. Our vision ultimately is so exciting when we think of like what insights can tell you about the patterns of your game. So if coach is giving you individual game advice, then there's like insights giving you patterns, right? And then there's practice, the ability for you to really do what you can already do, which is retry mistakes from your games and all these things. But this feature here is getting a lot of attention right now. I probably shouldn't say more than that. Eric is probably about to yell at me, like, Danny, stop talking. Anyway, but you gave me a microphone and a camera. You knew I say dumb stuff, then don't put me here if you don't want me to talk about things. Okay, so we're going to quickly roll through October. Like we said, Josh and I already spent a bunch of time. Is it Josh Levine or Josh Levine? Why am I forgetting? It's because it's like Levy or Levi. Like I'm having one of those like plan. I'm going to hit up Josh right now and be like, Josh, how do I say your name again? 1 second. Hey, Josh. How do I pronounce your name again? Anyway, we already covered this with our VP of engineering, so we move on. Danny, not just an HR liability. Thank you. That might be the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. I'm not just an HR liability around here. I'm much more than that. Okay, November. We have not reviewed November yet, even though our last show was right before the World Chess Championship in November. The month in November review was not out yet. You can actually see it was last updated not even too many days ago. So this will be a fun one to review. And we all know that even though we featured this as a little bit of a tease when we had Josh on the show, we hadn't fully released insights until a little bit later. And so that's a big tool. I mean, obviously, some of it at this point is almost like anecdotal, like, pat on the back. And I say that with all humility, right? We shouldn't pretend that every feature we release is mind-blowing for the community, because you guys, eat it up and find ways to, to tell us the things we're not doing anyway. So I'm not going to pretend like Insights itself is like immediately like, oh, I beat a lot of people from Australia. That's cool, right? But what is it going to be doing long-term? Our goals with this feature, I've already said a lot of investment going into finding the patterns within the patterns, right? The game within the game. And for as cliche as that sounds, it really is what we feel is one thing that's like super cool. At some point at chess.com, we kind of woke up and realized like we're a chess company, right? Serving the chess world as it exists, right? We're a tech company because we're online. But at some point you wake up and realize you're a data company. And that's because, you know, you had like 4.6 billion games played in just 2021, right? And, you know, from our perspective, data is the data that the users are creating is super important to protect. We're very, very strict on that. We don't share data with advertisers in that way. But when I say data, I'm talking about data that is, you know, our users are playing so many games and the openings they play, and you know what they could get better at, right, in terms of getting insight into their knowledge. Like this guy, you know, wins 90% of the time when he reaches this type of position, right? And so our long-term goals with this are to give really good advice, right? Not just the cool stuff that's like, oh, I shouldn't play chess when I'm drunk at 2 a.m. Pro tip, right? I mean, you shouldn't do that if you want to get better, like probably, right? I mean, note to self, but also like really investing in what we can help our users learn about their chess, about their opponents as well. And then when you combine that with other types of tools and sort of tips, you know, so now you know a little bit more about why you should work on your rook endings, like not just losing in the end game, but really specific type of stuff that can help someone get a guided piece of advice to all the things that are already available to them, but now they have more of a reason to access it, right? Does that make sense? So Valama says he plays that way no matter what time of day. That's, you know, that might be, I don't know your insights, but maybe that might be part of lack of improvement in chess. I don't know, or you're improving really well, and maybe you should keep doing what you're doing as long as it's in a responsible way. Andrew says he strongly disagrees that you can't play well when you might have had, you know, might be under the influence of some kind. So anyway, I'm not gonna call out Andrew's text anymore. But okay, thanks, buddy. We'll catch up later, Andrew, and you'll keep watching the show. But he saw that I called him a loser. That's hilarious. Andrew Beaton, Wall Street Journal, chess writer extraordinaire. We do love Andrew and all the attention he brings to chess. His most recent one was what? We should probably bring up. What was the most recent one? It was about Magnus, I think, and maybe the search to 2900. Yeah, let's go full screen. Let's try to find an Andrew Beaton article, right? Andrew Beaton, WSJ. Now here we are. We're knee deep on the rabbit hole of Andrew Beaton, reporter for the Wall Street Journal. So he covers the NFL. He has a profile, right? That's what his main focus is right now. Next page. And is it all NFL right now? When was the last time you covered chess? Andrew, I am not happy about this. We are, okay, the last one he did was on Hikaru. So there you go. Andrew covers chess regularly. Maybe we can share this link with chat so they can go check out Andrew's WSJ work. And like I said, his two worlds are really intersecting right now with the NFL, and a lot of people play on chess.com who you don't necessarily, you know. And one of the reasons the conversation came up, as we'll switch back here to the article, is that so Andrew, so Joe Burrow, if you guys, you know, want to know, Joe Burrow plays on chess.com regularly, all the time. And a lot of other NFL players do as well. And so this is a funny thing when we kind of like know that, and we're not going to out Joe's username or anything like that, or the fact that maybe sometimes he needs to like hold back his emotions after he loses a game and not like tell his opponents how he feels. Pro tip for you, Joe, so that you don't get a warning from our support staff. But no, and so Andrew's worlds are intersecting right now, and he's very excited about that. So anyway, fun stuff talking about the NFL. Don't tell Joe that I said that we muted his account for sometimes cursing out his opponents when he loses. Don't tell Joe I said that, will you? Everybody, all 5,000 of you right now, I'd appreciate that. Okay, cool. Anyway, so we continue to roll. Did you know that we're launching more variants all the time at chess.com/variants? You should go to there. If you're ever in for a quick game, but you're not up for regular chess, you should go to there and try it out. And we actually recently launched even more. And the main thing is we added it to the drop-down nav if you're looking for more options in chess.com/play or live chess. So that's kind of the feature integration there. You know, some improvements to what was this here? The evaluation symbols were more relevant. Yeah, you know, we also have a lot more coming with this, and it's not that big of a deal. So I can talk. It's, you know, our goal is to always unlock. One of the things that's hard about chess, it's how we think about the product on like the bigger chess game on the web, as far as what we're always trying to do, is is make the game accessible. And that's not just like a grow the game kind of thing for those of you who want to be like, oh, I don't care about growing the game. You know, just make it how it is and keep the audience small, whatever. Like before we call me the evil chess popularist, I am, because I am an evil chess popularist. If you didn't get the memo, I am about growing the game and getting more people to play chess. I apologize for that. But one of the things that even for the chess community who already loves the game, but at different levels of understanding, is I like to call it internally, like the strategic goal is like give chess its pocket cam, because everyone has made comparisons over the years how you get chess on TV like poker, but a lot of people don't understand there was one thing that happened that changed poker in regards to its accessibility, and really the what made it TV worthy was the drama that was added by the pocket cam. What that means is you now as an audience member were able to see like, oh my God, Phil Ivey had pocket aces, but he doesn't see that, you know, Hellmuth caught a jack on the river and he's lost and he doesn't know it, right? So you're sitting there as an audience member with more knowledge than Phil Ivey. When are you ever going to have more knowledge than Magnus Carlsen? Let me ask you that. The answer is crickets. You are never going to know more about what's going on the chessboard than Magnus Carlsen. And I don't know how we can ever do that. But as someone who is in the business of making chess more popular, but also more understandable, even to people who already love the game, one of the things we're working on all the time is this, call it this, give chess its pocket cam moment. And there's a lot of investments we're making into that tech. Some of it you see, one of the most fundamental ways that this has been brought to broadcast, if you will, is really just the evaluation bar. You know, in the beginning, a lot of people, traditional chess viewers, fought the eval bar and thought like, oh, this isn't helpful, it distracts the host. But over time, all levels of chess have learned to kind of embrace and appreciate the idea that you are able to look at a game and have instant context of what's going on, regardless of your level of understanding. And I think that a lot of commentators have evolved and gotten better. And instead of fighting the eval bar in the engine's sort of assessment, learn to unpack what the engine is saying to make it more educational for the fans. And that's something that me and Robert and Danya and all the commentators we work with try to do. And we're always working on more ways to do that, more ways to give chess its pocket cam moment. And I'm just going to say that because I don't want to get into some of the investments we're making there. I'm very excited about it. But ultimately, my goal is that you can really watch something and even without a commentator, appreciate drama and understand something that's going on that maybe even the top players don't always appreciate. And that is one thing the eval bar has done, right? Sometimes we do see a blunder happen and you know as a fan what's going on before the top player does, right? Because maybe they missed the blunder, right? And so those are some of the things we're trying to do all the time because chess is a hard game. I'd rather not pretend that chess isn't hard. And there's only so many ways you can wrap a ribbon around the same elephant in the room, right? And we appreciate why chess is hard because chess gives us healthy dopamine, not bad dopamine, right? When we achieve and win a chess game, you get that hit and that rush that feels good because of what we know it is to win a chess game, right? It's difficult and you outplayed someone. So anyway, long story short, that is something we're working on all the time. And so this is like a little bit of a preview into how we feel like we want to bring the story of the game to life for people who are watching chess and live broadcasts. So that's something we're working on all the time. Levine, Josh Levine. Wait, Levine? Is that really? Really? I thought it was Levine or Levine. Okay, so now Josh is maybe trolling me. Apparently, I don't know how to say Levine. Can we get a vote on this? How should that be pronounced? Can we get a vote in chat? Yes, 100%, Tommy. They do need commentators to explain, and I think good commentators use that context of the eval bar to provide even more insight, right? And I think we're able to do this even in really fast-paced fashion, like the Speed Chess Championship. I would argue that like our commentary and the format that we've sort of nailed there, you have the drama of the clock ticking down, which is different from other chess formats. You're racing to get total points, so everyone can tune in and kind of see the score like you could in an NBA game, not just the chess on the board, but the score. And then when you add the eval bar, you get context where the commentators can unpack why the eval bar swung or why it didn't swing, right? So I definitely agree that the highest level of commentary is all of those things combined. But our goals are to continue to try to give the game context so that it's relatable and shareable and understandable, and not just to high levels of chess players, but the lowest levels and everywhere in between, right? So, but I agree with you. You need commentators to make a great chess experience. So, okay, we're gonna get Josh to confirm his name. I mean, I don't get it. You know, I'm checking in with chat here. I don't think that's true, Great Hoser. In fact, I've had information quite the opposite of that. I've had information that great commentary has made the game entertaining and enjoyable, even for people who don't play. In fact, some of the biggest compliments we get are people are like, "Hey, like I watched your show and my daughter got into chess because she heard your commentary and it was funny and engaging, and then she started to watch it." And actually, that's actually we have a lot of information that's quite the opposite. So sorry to call you out. I'm like the comedian calling out the guy in the front row, but you're wrong about that. And a lot of people we've learned enjoy the culture of the game, and they actually enjoy the content of the game, even if they don't play the game actively themselves. And I think that's been super important for us to appreciate that not everybody plays hours of chess a week, let alone a day, and still appreciates how fun and interesting and kind of the culture of the game. So that's actually not true. All right, what is true is we catch cheaters on chess.com. What did we do? 7 title players in November. That's good. Hey, title players, we're going down. You're doing good. You're not cheating as much. I'm proud of you, title players. That's good. I mean, you're probably still cheating in Title Tuesdays. You're cheating from time to time, and we're still catching you. And then you spend months denying it. It's adorable, right? Even top grandmasters. And then eventually you're like, okay, right? No, I get it. How about you just stop cheating? Okay, here's the troll. Here's the troll. Truth, real talk. Real talk. I'm sure you're wondering why we called you here, right? I'm sure you're wondering why we called you here. You're like, oh, yeah, this is an intervention. You stop cheating. Oh, okay, great. Okay, talk to you later. Okay, bye. Okay, great. So there we go. We also closed a lot of people for abuse. Unfortunately, that's more than 1 million people closed. You know, but that happens. 55,000 mute actions were taking. Only 17 of those were against Joe Burrow for talking trash to his opponents. Fun fact. That is funny. Okay, individual accounts muted. That's funny, and 23 accounts closed for different types of abuse. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Awesome. But seriously, shout out to the team. It is often a thankless task, and no one appreciates it until they have an interaction that felt bad, right? And then you appreciate that, oh, chess.com invests in the experience of its members. And we have, you know, our org chart just on the support side is rather large, you know, more than 50 employees, right? With full-time jobs, crushing it for our team, keeping the community happy and safe. And it's a thankless task until you need to thank them. So Levine. Okay, great. So it's Levine, Josh Levine, which is what I thought, Levine. Okay, drama over. Okay, drama over. We're talking about this on the show. I love you. I love you. Good talk, Josh. Good job. I know you're crushing it because you're the VP of engineering. You have more important things to do, but I love you. I love you. Okay, we move on. December. In December, there was snow. Chess was played. Human beings had to go indoors. Over the holidays, they bonded on chess.com while not bonding with their family members. It's important to have something to do when your dad is awkwardly confronting your brother again about how he can't hold down a relationship. And you've got that sister-in-law whose political views lean just a little too far the other way for you. You needed a break. You went inside. You opened the chess.com app. And in December, we had more games played than any other month in Q4. And that's what happened on chess.com. There you go. 2 full weeks of chess over the holidays. Don't bond with family members. Play on chess.com. All right. We had, okay, so this is what I was waiting for, the big one. Everyone knows what happened in December. We announced the, yeah, Dad, why are you always confronting me? Okay, I can't be like Joe, okay? I'm not Joe, Dad. I have a different life than him. Anyway, the leagues that was launched in December has been awesome. So fun fact, I don't know if you guys have got the memo, but launching leagues actually led to a 20% increase of total games played on chess.com. And we knew that leagues was going to be a lot of fun. If you don't know it, you are in a league. Unless you have opted out, you are competing in a league on chess.com. And some of you are very aware of that. In fact, you've been racing up the leaderboards to try to win your part of $50,000 in prizes. So announcing leagues was not just something that everyone overnight had a little bit more of a feels good moment when you play chess, right? You gather trophies based on just participation. Obviously, winning gets you more trophies. And then if you win within arenas, your points are even doubled, right? And that leads to the leaderboard. So this is actually the elite leaderboard. We have 1,900 players in elite right now. And if you don't remember what the, let me just go Bye, Andrew Beaton. We love you. Love you, Andrew Beaton. Okay, chess.com/leagues. I can't spell. Oh my God, EA. There you go, chess.com/leagues. So the point system is clear, obviously, in terms of the trophies you win. And the bonus trophies that are given for the arena is kind of right before you. But if you didn't know, it's not too late to develop an unhealthy addiction to chess. So I keep on saying things that are just like, Dan, that's not how we want to talk about our website, Dan. Dan, that's not how we want to talk about our website. That was my nickname in high school. Dan, don't talk about the website like that. Dan, don't visit that website was also my nickname in high school. Okay, thanks, Dad. But the elite leaderboard is full of people that are literally crushing it right now. They are playing so much chess. It's awesome. And we have had to remove some users who, we found to be abusing. Again, we are monitoring this super closely. We found some people who were like abusing the system a little bit. There's different ways that people try to do it with like creating a multi-account or whatever, but we're all over it. We have a team who's working specifically on monitoring leagues because one, there's $50,000 in cash prizes available. And two, it feels good to play in a league that's clean. And we're super psyched about this because it's just going to be something we do on a regular basis. I don't know what the future is of our next prize event. Obviously, $50,000 was kind of our coming out party for leagues, and whoever, you don't even have to be a streamer to be a part of that. We do have our own sort of separate streamer event, but these are just people who are loving chess, playing all the time, having a ball doing it, accumulating trophies. Looks like Duran is just crushing it. Shout out to gold member Duran with the red star there. He's all over it, and he's earned 755 trophies in arenas and 2,000 trophies in just regular blitz. 28 trophies in bullet. It's pretty good. Leagues is just another reason to like enjoy playing chess, another way to keep track of how you and your friends are doing. A lot of stuff is going to make this even more enjoyable. It will allow you to quickly access friends-only leagues, right? And club-only leagues, and all kinds of improvements coming to this to allow people. I mean, leagues in many ways is going to be a future tool that allows clubs to instantly have an event that that is ongoing and tracking, users performance, right? Leagues is a tool we see as a way to combine over the board chess with online chess too, right? You can have your club running, it's like Tuesday night portion, and then you can have leagues night on chess.com on Friday night, right? Or whatever that looks like. And our goal is to just create more ways for people to connect, for the community to have a little bit more at stake, which is always fun. And like we said, we have this big cash prize event going on now, but I'm sure we'll be doing other events in the future to encourage people to track and care about their league standing. If I went to my league standing, you want to see, I don't play enough on chess.com. I am not on the lead. I think I'm in the Stone League, which if you do the math on that, that's second from the bottom. So I am not currently playing enough chess for leagues to be a thing. I need to work on that. I will. Thank you for the note. Jeff Constanti on YouTube says chess is for the insane, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. First of all, great quote there. Shout out to the Albert Einstein quote. I don't really think that's true. I think that chess is not always doing the same thing over and over. Often you are improving on your chess in order to get better. Chess is very rewarding as you see yourself accomplish and grow throughout the ratings ladder. So I don't agree with you, Jeff, but it was funny. Good talk. Tonatrick says he's in the plastic league. Is that below the wood league? That's hilarious. You're in the plastic league. That is funny stuff. That is funny stuff. So anyway, you love chess, Jeff, and you're crazy. I appreciate that. All right, let's go back to December and keep rolling. We're gonna keep rolling. So some improvements to leaderboards as well. You can always check those out. One of the big things that we are working on, and I know that shout out to Leo, one of our other awesome product and project managers, who didn't want me to fully double down on this because there is a lot of improvements coming to it, but I'm going to do it anyway because you've done amazing work. Let's switch over to the full screen here and talk about what we've improved to the search functionality. One of the complaints we've often gotten about chess.com is it's hard to find things, right? And, from our perspective, we've been serving so many different type of users. people who just want content, people who just want puzzles, people who just want to play. But that said, that's not a deflecting comment from the criticism. I think the criticism about our UI and UX has been fair, and it's been taken to heart, and it's something we're working on all the time. But one of the things that came with that, I think, on a high level, in regards to other things you can do in regards to simplifying your product, improving your navigation, making it easier for people to give links to their friends in direct ways. We're working on a lot of that stuff all the time. But some of the ways you improve things is when you have a site that has more than 10 plus years of content, you have to allow people to find what they want at their fingertips without having to navigate through pages. And the only way to really do that is to make a super robust search functionality. And that's one of the things that we're working on all the time. And Leo has made some amazing improvements there with the team. Shout out to the devs working very hard on our search tools. And the idea is that I don't know exactly how you would do it. What if I type in Danny Rensch? Danny, we're going to see. Ooh, so that's one of my secret accounts. And not so secret because it's public and staff. I use that sometimes for shows when we need to have like Firefox and Chrome for analysis. We type in Danny Rensch. That's another account. Daniel Rensch is me. There used to be someone called the real Danny Rensch. I don't know who that was. So you can search for users in a more efficient way. We never had a search on the site that auto-populated based on the words you gave it. So if you search for Magnus Carlsen, I'm sure you'll get his username, but you also might get, if you search for all results for Magnus Carlsen, I wonder what we get. And this is kind of what I was looking for, is you'll get the usernames, but you'll also get recent things like from Tata Steel Chess where he was mentioned. Obviously, you'll get some lessons where he was mentioned. And if you scroll through, it's kind of sorted by the type of content you might look for. So maybe initially we're trying to guess what you might be looking for. A lot of people might just be looking for Magnus Carlsen's name, right? And so that's the first one. But you also will get a sorted section of content where, like, for someone like me, I'm often looking for like the latest news, as my job to oversee content in our shows and things like that. So it's not exactly sorted here by news, but just by the keyword itself, you're able to get relevant information on your search. And I would encourage everybody here, just like I encourage people whenever we do the show, remind them to, if you ever have a question or a complaint, use our little help thing right here. If you use help and make a suggestion or report a bug, your voice goes directly to our product managers and even our CEO, who lives and dies with what our community thinks. He lives in the weeds of Jira. Eric, you need to find something better to do with your life than just like waiting in Jira for a new ticket to come in. Sorry, again, I digress. But you can make suggestions and use a markup tool. But if you're using the search bar and you have some ideas or you'd like to see some improvements, please do give it a shout and let us know, because I'm super pumped about where we're going with that. It's going to make everyone's experience better and allow us to kind of fix. So, the future of that, I'll just say, is going to be maybe a different looking navigation than you're used to, a more simplified navigation that gets people to the majority of what they want, which is like play and puzzles and things like that. And then we will always have like a more type of navigation where certain things exist. But if the search bar really gets good, our goal is people can type in and at some point get everything they want at their fingertips in a really intuitive way. And so we're doing our best with that. Thank you for being patient with us, and we appreciate it. There you go. We do have a lot of improvements coming to play itself, and I think that when you're playing Ab Shakespeare, the goal is that when you're playing chess, when you're at chess.com/play, like you have, sorry, I just went back to full screen. Sorry, I'm my producer. That's the focus of play, right? The problem is that we serve a massive community who's not just looking for that. We're also serving the world's largest community who wants to get better and get access to content. People who want to cover news and things like that. So we're trying to think about how people can reach everything. So no, there is not a, if you log out and go to chess.com, the first thing you see is a chessboard. And a lot of people who are watching this show would never need to know because you're probably a member. We also have guest play. So people can play chess without ever having to log in or get access to anything. And we have tens of thousands of guest play games every single day played, something we've only had for a year and a half or so. But we're never going to have a future where the only thing you do on chess.com is play chess, because chess is much bigger than just playing. And people who go to chess.com/play are playing 15 million rated games a day. Oh, no, sorry, not rated, 15 million chess games a day. But we have to serve it all. So, you know, I think that if you know where to play chess on chess.com, you can do that. And if you're looking for other things, you can do that too. Someone's talking about insights. Yeah. There you go. All right, where are we at? We're back to, what else are we doing? So I shouted out leagues, I shout out search. Those are the big things from December. We've got, you know, iOS updates that were made, insights to iOS. There's also some more big iOS updates coming, and we're going to preview that a little bit in a later section of the show. And fair play again. Hey, title players, you took a step backwards. You fell off the wagon. 11 people closed for cheating in the month of December. That's no good. That's no good. And you had 7 in November, 11 in December. And you know, questions being asked about navigation, things like that. The best thing to do is to be specific, right? I think one of the things that users don't appreciate is that when if you go to a doctor and say, I feel bad, but you don't give any symptoms, it's very difficult to help, right? If you have real feedback that you want to be constructive and help, you should use our help functionality, right? Use the button and say, hey, I have some suggestions and here's what I'd like to see. So go ahead and please give us your feedback and know that we're working on it and we listen to it all the time. What's the point of leagues? Chess chat wonders, what's the point of leagues? I don't even understand that question. I just spent a lot of time explaining what's the point of leagues, right? Makes chess even more fun and rewarding. You get points that acknowledge how hard you're working and how many games you're winning. Right now, there's cash prizes available, so that's a huge point of leagues. And ultimately, we see leagues, as I said, as a way to connect people and even more fun ways to compete, right? There's ways to, I mean, leagues, there will be club-specific leagues, friends-specific leagues, right? This immediate version is a site-wide leaderboard of leagues, if you will, which is already clearly very popular. Like I said, it led to a 20% increase of games overall across the board, right? So people were like, oh, wow. I mean, that was a direct correlation to more motivation, I guess, to have fun playing chess. And again, my vision of leagues ultimately is a way that people can experience online chess in a way that has more at stake, right? Something that's a little more fun than logging in randomly and playing some blitz and bullet, which of course people have already been doing in the millions, right, daily. But it puts a little bit more on the line. And especially if you create friend leagues only, right, or club leagues only, you're able to track and sort of measure competition that's run on a monthly basis, weekly basis, right? It's competitive, and in a fun way, you can create leagues that are based on certain levels of players. So you don't feel like you've got one guy in there who's playing way more chess than everybody else, right? So the ultimate goal of leagues is very simple. Just make chess more fun, more engaging, more reasons to play, right? And right now there's a lot of reasons to play, especially with our big prizes. So someone says leagues cost me 200 rating points because you were addicted and couldn't stop playing. I get it, man. Actually, I don't, but you know, I pretend to. So, all right. We also had 1.2 million abuse reports. That's a lot of reports. Oh, I misread that on the last one. We didn't close 1 million accounts in November. We had 1 million reports. Okay, that's great. So an increase in reports, a lot of mute action takens. Again, shout out to you. Anyone who ever loses their temper, not just Joe Burrow as mentioned. And we've got a lot of individual accounts that were muted and accounts that were ultimately closed for abuse. RIP to those accounts. Okay. I think we've reached the end of our first portion here. I think when we take our first break, I'll stick around. I'm going to grab some water. I'm going to chat with some of you guys on Twitch and YouTube, the old-fashioned way, tippy typey chat. And then we'll be back. I think when we come back, we are joined by our first very, very special guest, a person I'm super excited for everyone to meet, and someone who brings with him what I feel is a lot of insight to help the future of chess on the web in regards to content, in regards to events we're doing, and things that ultimately are about growing the game and just providing amazing entertainment for the people who already love it. So don't go anywhere. We are joined by Chess.com's new Vice President of Esports and Events, Michael Brancato, when we return.
Let's go.
Want to play chess online or learn how to improve? Join us at the #1 chess destination in the world, Chess.com. With hundreds of thousands of people playing at any moment, you'll quickly find a game with someone at your level, whether you're a total beginner or a grandmaster. You can play games at any pace against friends, other members, or one of our many computer personalities. Chess.com makes improving fun and easy. Sharpen your game with tactics puzzles and enhance your strategy with our videos and lessons by top masters. Learn from your own games with Chess.com's easy-to-use analysis tool. Regardless of your skill level, Chess.com has all you need to take your game to the next level. Chess.com is your go-to source for chess news, live coverage of tournaments, events, and everything in between. Experience Chess.com anytime and anywhere, whether you're at home on your computer or on the go with our mobile apps. Signing up is free and easy, so what are you waiting for? Join Chess.com today.
We are back with the first edition of stateofchess.com here in the year of 2022. Throughout the land, let it be known that you are in the year of 2022. I'm about to introduce our first guest of the day. Every stateofchess.com, we do a staff spotlight. But rather than bring him on, I feel like we should I'm just going to let a very, very well-known video of one of his important performances do the talking for our next guest.
Here. Yeah, well, a lot of work to do. Got to still remove this stock from Nintendo, then do it again. Oh, that was not a trade you want to take, and that's going to be it. I don't know. We're going to get a handshake. Handshake. Shake his hand. Shake his hand.
Do it.
DP, shake his hand.
Come on,
shake
man.
His hand. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Oh, the salt. Right. The salt.
All right.
PJ, throw.
All right.
Right, and he just kind of gets salty when he loses. But what happened there in that interaction there, where you took him to town with icebreakers?
Icebreakers, ice climbers.
Ice climbers. See, I don't even know Smash Bros. Thank you. I was testing you. You passed.
I passed the test. Great. Well, that was a weekly tournament I used to attend for Super Smash Brothers Melee, and DP was a rival of mine for a couple years. We'd meet in bracket almost every week, and I would beat him almost every time. And he became pretty salty about that. And as you saw in that video, but yeah, no, he was a cool guy outside of the game. That's all definitely stayed within the game.
So I hear you have a bad rap for the icebreakers. Is that what I call them? Ice climbers? Like, what is the deal? So they had like an unstoppable move. Ice climbers did, and
yeah, so
thing.
So in Melee, ice climbers have a technique known as wobbling. It's very polarizing, but it's a technique where you grab someone with both ice climbers, then you can basically lock them into a grab, and there's a way for them to escape, and it's effectively an infinite combo.
But you didn't do that in this video versus DP. You just.
Not in this video, but I guarantee earlier in this match, I definitely hit him with it. So you just caught the end there.
I love it. For those who don't know this video, that was actually taken from Ludwig's channel. One of the funniest things is that I think Ludwig's first video to break 1 million views, one of the most popular videos on his channel, is actually basically just a compilation of our now guest, Michael Brancato, as Nintendo, just absolutely destroying people over and over and over with ice climbers. Let's go back to this video a little bit. Give me we'll play audio, but just give me a little bit of breakdown of what you did here.
A lot of work to do.
Sure. I mean, right now, not much is happening. I'm just closing out the game there. He burned his double jump. He has no jump. That's his last stock. I win 2-0. And for the context, like, this is definitely like after many weeks in a row of me beating him. So he's just like, not having any of it at this point.
All right. Well, we'll move off of Smash Brothers for a second, but let you talk a little bit about your experience with gaming. I mean, obviously our staff spotlights, for those of you who maybe this is your first ever staff spotlight, we like to get to know people who work for chess.com, but also not just about what they do here, but about their past and what kind of led them here and what they did before joining the greatest chess company in the world. So Michael, tell everybody, what is your experience with gaming? What led you to being the legendary Nintendo as you're kind of a bit of an ice climbers meme in the world of Smash, from what I understand? And what did you do before you took chess.com's offer to be our vice president of esports?
Yeah, so I've been a gamer my whole life, but I think the path that eventually led me to being here at chess.com today really started about 15 years ago when I started playing Super Smash Bros. Melee competitively. I played on and off for a lot of years, and my competitive aspirations eventually bore fruit as I rose the ranks through becoming a top-ranked player in the world. And through that, I got involved in organizing tournaments and eventually taking on more of a community leadership role. And through that, I eventually had the opportunity to pivot my career, my full-time career, into gaming. And I joined Twitch almost 6 years ago now, back in 2016.
So you were, let's back that up a little bit, because you just casually mentioned just there that you were the #1 ranked Smash Brothers player in the world. Like,
not
what
number
that
one.
like? How does that work? How did you know you were #1?
So there's basically a community panel that once a year will get together and look at all the results for the year and basically determine what are the top 100 rankings.
Okay.
And I peaked at, I think it's number 17 in the world in 2016. I first got ranked top 100, I think, in 2013. But so,
wait, so you were never #1. You peaked at number 17.
Number 17, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I misunderstood that. Don't want to spread, misinformation here. All right, well, so you were Nintendo Smash Bros. God, number 17. Well, that's higher ranked in the world than I think anybody watching this show has ever been ranked in anything. And I love you, chat. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope one of you is + at something. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's pretty epic. Then you took a full-time job at Twitch. So before you were with us, tell everybody about what you did at Twitch for the last 5+ years before you joined us just a couple of weeks ago.
Sure. So I wore a lot of different hats at Twitch. When I first joined in 2016, I was leading tournament operations for what at the time was the esports team at Twitch. And I basically worked on a bunch of esports leagues in partnership with third-party publishers, was involved in like the inaugural Rocket League Championship Series, Tekken World Tour, served kind of an advisory role in Capcom Pro Tour, and helped run a bunch of live events at industry events, such as E3, PAX, South by Southwest. So I did that for about 1.5 years. And then a project came through the pipeline to my team to grow both the chess category and online chess tournaments through a partnership between Twitch and Chess.com.
Oh, wow. Wow. No, I'm kidding. You worked with Chess.com while you were at Twitch. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you don't say. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Almost 5 years ago.
Yeah. Go for it. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. So I had some extra bandwidth at the time, and it was kind of a random thing. My manager asked, "Hey, do you want to try working on this chess thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Sounds cool." I mean, I've played chess my whole life. I learned from my parents when I was a kid, and I've played it on and off since then. But it seemed like a unique opportunity. So I kind of jumped on it, and that's when I met you, Danny. It's sometime in 2017.
Tell everybody your honest impression of meeting me for the first time, where you're like, man, that guy is obnoxious. Like no one's watching this show. Just tell the truth.
I prefer the word passionate. This guy is very passionate about what he does.
You know what? A lot of people use that word. I think if you ask Eric his first impression of meeting me 14 years ago, Danny was very passionate. So I appreciate that. Go ahead. Yeah. But you and I met for the first time. Actually, I remember very well. We were in one of the office rooms at Twitch headquarters in San Francisco, right? And I was there talking with Justin, who you mentioned was your kind of previous manager, and then you came in and it was like, hey, Danny, meet Michael. He's going to be spearheading the chess efforts over the next few years with you, and it was like, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. We embarked on this journey together to bring chess into the modern era of gaming. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, for those all to speak, I mean, Michael oversaw, there were a couple of years there back in 2017, 2018, and into 2019, really right before PogChamps kind of hit it big, where you, at least for a couple of years there, you and I were probably working together on a daily more than we were working with other people, right? Within Twitch and Chess.com. I felt like we were overseeing so many things. Michael was actually the guy that brought you Arena Kings. So for all those of you out there who didn't know, that was his baby, his idea. An event for streamers. I saw someone just asking about season 9 coming. So again, Arena Kings is an event where only streamers can win prizes, but you can play. And for a lot of fans, it's actually a really cool opportunity to play Hikaru or play whoever, one of the chess bras or whoever throws down in that event. But to win prizes, you have to be a streamer. Michael was also a guy who oversaw, as we kind of took things like the Women's Speed Chess Championship and the Junior Speed Chess Championship to the next level. And then, you know, the big thing that we organized together for a couple of years in a row were the live Pro Chess League finals. We have some images of that. We'll bring it up here real quick just to remind everybody of what we did. We brought people from all around the world to San Francisco in 2018 and 2019, right? For the first ever live finals for a chess tournament.
Yeah, that was a really special time, and it was kind of like our experiment in what does chess look like when it's presented as a live gaming or esports event.
Yeah,
it was so cool.
It was super cool, and obviously, you know, there's a shot from year 2. We had a packed house. Actually, we actually sold out all the tickets for the Foundry. Not a huge venue, but a really fun venue. There's the Xiangdu Pandas. I don't know what I was saying. The Xiangdu Pandas. And I think that year they were actually called the China Pandas, even though they are based in Chengdu. But anyway, yeah, a lot of work went into that. So, you know, I'll kind of tie a bow on it, or let me ask you tie the bow on it. So we did that for a while. Chess has exploded, you know, on Twitch. And obviously, you know, for those who don't know, on chess.com, Twitch and YouTube together bring more users into the game. So obviously I'm just saying chess.com, but I think that because of where we sit with our domain, you could argue that probably Twitch and YouTube are bringing more people into chess than anything else in the world. People are finding influencers and creators out there and saying, like, you know, chess is great. And so chess as a content, you know, auditable kind of item has really grown over the last few years. And you were at the helm of that on the Twitch side. And then what led us to you being here now? Now you're with chess.com. So what got you excited about the job, taking the job here?
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, we worked together through 2019, and I transitioned to other responsibilities at Twitch. And, you know, we weren't working as closely, but then, you know, an opportunity came up to kind of get back to what I was doing before and really work with you guys to help grow the game of chess and see what we can do for the community. And for me, that was just like the perfect opportunity, because I look back really, really fondly on what we did together when I was at Twitch, and just being able to do that again with you and in a full-time capacity is like just such an incredible opportunity.
Well, let's talk a little bit about it. We can't reveal one of the biggest things we're hoping to announce in the next few weeks, but we are working hard at chess.com to do all kinds of huge events, and there's maybe a big one coming that we're going to be announcing soon. But we've already had a lot happen in just the you know, the few weeks you've been here, right? The Rapid Chess Championship, something that we're trying to do to provide more, I guess it is an elite level event, right? But it really is the first of its kind, in that it's a kind of an invitational only to the top 100 in the world, with more than $500,000 in prizes. So we got that coming. Obviously, our coverage of the FIDE Grand Prix is about to begin, and all kinds of over-the-board events. We're also preparing for the candidates in 2022. I guess I'm reminding you of all the things you're about to be overseeing. But what has you most excited about you know, what's on the calendar for 2022 and kind of the future for chess events, as you are now overseeing esports and events at chess.com?
Yeah, I think I'm most excited for how much diversity there is. We have events that basically serve all facets of the community. I'm a big fan of traditional competition. So for me, something like the RCC featuring like the world's top players is like really exciting for me. But I think it's great that we have events that are, you know, more casual in nature, such as Arena Kings, and also the events that feature streamers. There'll be more PogChamps events coming and stuff like that. So I really think it's just such a diverse offering that pretty much anyone who is a fan of chess in any capacity can find something that resonates with them.
I saw 2 comments in chat I want to read. One of them is maybe a Smash and chess hybrid. How would that work? Like, we could do a Smash Brothers and chess hybrid. We could probably do an event where we could pair, you know, like you and Ludwig might actually be a really lethal pairing, because you're both good at Smash and you're both actually, you know, you would be like right at a good average level. I mean, what's your chess rating on chess.com for people who would want to know that?
So I actually primarily play daily on chess.com, and I want to say it's somewhere around 1800. It actually might be a little higher, only because I had some opponents who timed out on me. So maybe it's a little inflated. My blitz rating is closer to, I want to say 1150. Pretty big disparity. I need to work on my blitz.
Well, I mean, it's funny. I'm the opposite. I'm like 1900 in daily, because I treat it like it's bullet, and my opponents take a lot more time, and 2500 in blitz. But that's actually that's pretty good. And then I saw Tommy made a guess that the big announcement we have coming is that, you know, a machine and device that inflicts physical pain when people lose chess games in a virtual way. Like, what do you think? That's not a good idea, right?
Not a good idea, but that will incentivize people to get better if there's pain coming their way if they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, well, man, this is really great. And again, I'll just say, I know it's funny because to the whole team here, we've been speaking for our producers and guys that have been kind of helping push this for the last several years, especially a guy like Aaron, who's been with us doing these live finals. You stepping into these shoes was like almost like just like a dream come true and a natural thing. So I can't wait to see where things go for more chess events, and hopefully we do make that big announcement within the next few weeks. May or may not involve another live final somewhere. We'll see. So stay tuned for that. And I don't have any other questions for you. I mean, what else should we talk about? No one else is here, like just me and you. What should we talk about?
Well, on that, like the Smash chess collaboration thing you mentioned, I think we could do something that's kind of like chess boxing, but instead of boxing, it's Smash. Maybe
yeah.
Potential there, or
I like that actually.
Yeah, or something that's kind of like PogChamps, but for Smash players.
Yeah. Well, we are working on. In fact, I saw some people asking about PogChamps 5. So the answer is yes, of course. How could we not continue to do PogChamps? The long answer is, a little bit more complicated than that. This year is a very busy one for us in this department in terms of professional chess, and part of that is just the natural ebb and flow of what we've seen over the last 2 years. If you missed the memo, we had a global pandemic. What happened during the pandemic, right? I mean, chess content was consumed so much online, and there was so many natural opportunities without a very busy calendar year to do more events. Now what's happening, right? We have the FIDE Grand Prix, Michael, which normally is like 9 months. It's in like the span of 3 months. Then you have the candidates. You've got so many things going on with over-the-board chess returning, and we need to make sure that, all the best players in the world get top coverage by our crew, led by Hess and Daniel for the most part. I'm too old now to do as much commentary as I used to. But I mean, so that's the thing. But there will be a PogChamps 5, and I'm not going to say more than that because we're still working on when, how, and what that looks like. But I think that doing other types of events like we did last year for the crypto champs, the crypto community, maybe not necessarily crypto, but other types of like niche audiences, and getting people together from those industries who play chess is going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to continue to do things like that as well. So I'm just saying more of our plans because I kind of don't want to let you go. I feel alone on this show. So I kind of,
oh, I'm happy to stay on as long as you want to have me.
Yeah. What else should we shout? If Chad has anything, ask him if the ices are still viable. Are the ice breakers, ice
climbers?
God, I'm such an old man. So I do play Smash Brothers, by the way, but I only use Pikachu or Samus. That's all I use over and over. I mean, my kids get mad because I just get below them. I just get below them fighting and just do down B with Pikachu, just lightning bolt. They're like, Dad, stop doing that. Don't do that. I'm like, I don't care. You should be able to stop it, right?
That's exactly what I used to do when I was casual. I get up, rinse start depths, go to the bottom platform with Pikachu, and just hit down B. And be like,
yeah, just down B, baby, down B. So are the ice climbers still viable? Is that an option in tournament play?
They are barely viable if they get a lucky bracket. Because they have a lot of matchups that are pretty much blockers for them if they run into too many of them. So it's like yes with an asterisk, if that makes sense.
Okay. So yes with an asterisk. Okay, this is a good question from Saketh on YouTube. He wants to know, take us through what a day in your work life has been at chess.com. That's a great question. So what does a day for Michael Brancato look like at chess.com right now?
Well, it's only been 1 week. So, but right now it's really been trying to wrap my head around everything. Really meet a lot of folks in the team. A bunch of people I've already known for a while, just due to the work I did at Twitch, but it's also a lot of new team members that I'm meeting for the first time. Really trying to dive into all the events that we do, all the broadcasts, and make sure I'm totally up to date on what our plans are, and then from there really dissect, okay, well, where do we go from here? How do we plan out our 2022 events and broadcasts, and really I want to put some more strategic direction around everything too.
Yep.
And I'm going to be spending some time in the following weeks doing that.
Yep. I kind of do that, and so that's great. A good question from chat there. Hold up, is that Nintendo? That's right. Nintendo now works at chess.com. We're so excited. All this like Nintendo works at chess.com. Yeah, dude, you're a celebrity. I love this. The first 6 months will be your honeymoon, and then after that you quit. I don't think that's going to happen, Artem, but
No.
appreciate you sharing your negative view on the world.
Hey, I already had a 2-year honeymoon back when we worked together already.
That's right. We've already had this, like, we've already
Yeah.
had this marriage, you know, reach its disagreements, you know, when we were on different sides of the goal with Twitch and chess.com. So
Yeah,
so
we
I think
just
that's
took an amicable break.
yeah, we dated and then we took a break for a while, right? We were on a break, Ross and Rachel style, and then we came back, right? That doesn't feel weird or awkward at all. Where do I send my list for people? That's a good thing. Trim, why don't we do that? Let's get some community suggestions for PogChamps 5. We've got a lot of people who have already privately kind of expressed, some different creators and celebs have expressed their desire to play. I won't give that list right now, but part of it has been hard because we haven't been able to commit. But yeah, I would love to hear what the community thinks as far as your favorite influencers and creators out there. Tag them on Twitter. Tell them that you want them to play. We often learn that a lot more people play on chess.com than we realize, which is awesome. So maybe they're already playing. Tommy, I'm going to tell you that may already be in the works. And the amount of NFL players playing on chess.com would probably surprise you, including some of the biggest stars. So we are actually already working on that. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't want to spoil too much, but we are working on that and we're super pumped about that. Who else? Disguised toast for PogChamp? Sure, just get him to do it. I'm reading chat here, Michael.
I don't have chat open, unfortunately, but
okay.
I didn't want to get too distracted by it to end this.
That's good. Drake for PogChamps, I'll take that. Yeah, Lennox Lewis does play chess on a regular. So OMG, it's Nintendo, dude. I love every time someone says that.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. By the way, I was trying to promote, I'm going to appear on this show and have an announcement and an interview, and just I'm glad to see that a bunch of my peers came in to watch. So thank you.
I meant to tweet right before you joined that I'm so excited to meet Nintendo, #big fan, but then I forgot. Sorry, forgot to do it before you joined. Anyway, man, I guess we'll let you go. Thank you everybody for the chat here. Again, this is Michael Brancato. Yes, it is Nintendo. That is the real thing, and he now is helping to lead the charge here for chess.com's esports department, which for us sits in a position of a lot of the different content we do, and we're very excited to have you, man. If I told you that's your face, we're very excited to have you.
You've said it many times, and I'm also just as excited to be here. I really can't wait to dive into everything, and I'm just so thrilled.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to let Michael go. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to do a little bit of a kind of a platform update of some other things going outside of the actual chess.com website that you may or may not be aware of. Remind you of where you can get some of the fun stuff we're doing. And then we'll be joined by another staff guest to continue to preview some products that aren't out yet and give you some real-time breakdowns of some new features we just released. So don't go anywhere. It's the first edition of the 2022 State of Chess.com when we return. Thanks everybody for being with us. Again, this is the first episode, Q1 of 2022 for the State of Chess.com show. This is a show where this is our community show. We dive into to things, we have conversation, we read chat. It's so scary, but I've been reading and engaging with chat throughout the show, and we build up toward an AMA and kind of a Q&A. We got a hot take section added today that came to us from a lot of our community members on Discord. I can't wait to get into that. So much is still ahead. And if you're just tuning in, you already missed the full product breakdown of what was Q4, as well as the staff spotlight. Nintendude now works at chess.com. That's right. Smash Brothers legend is our VP of esports. We got another guest coming up in just a second. But before we do, I wanted to take a quick moment to shout out some things that we've added in the busy, furious last few months that some of you may or may not be aware of. So one of the first things I want to make sure that we draw attention to, a lot of you use chess.com/events to watch shows on the web, for those of you who follow Top Level Chess, but may not be as familiar with the mobile interface. Here's a quick 20-second video that reminds you of how you can do it, and then I'm going to break down a little bit of how I use our events, both with the mobile app and on a mobile browser. So go ahead.
Did you know you can watch top chess events right on your phone? You don't even need to download an app. Just open any mobile browser and head to chess.com/events. You can see what's happening right now, check out top games, see results, and so much more. Try it for yourself at chess.com/events.
Cool. So again, it's just because we didn't do a separate app announcement. There are all kinds of apps that people use to follow top chess events. And so this is just a reminder. It is kind of a PSA like, hey, you can also use a mobile browser. Those are some screenshots of just Safari, I believe it is, from a standard iPhone. The first scene being what you get when you go to chess.com/events. If you're in a mobile browser, you can browse games, you can check out results, and then you can also follow games in real time. And the latest and greatest new release, we do have the strongest stockfish available on the mobile browser. Of course, it does use mobile computing power. So as we know, sometimes engines evaluations of things can vary based on the CPU that drives them. Not everyone has a jet engine packed on their smartphone. Some do, but not everyone does. And here's also the view directly on the mobile app, which is essentially the same thing. If you use the mobile app and scroll through the navigation on the left, whether you're on iOS or Android, you can also watch directly on the app. It doesn't have to be on a mobile browser, but some people prefer that. So there you go. Just a quick shout out of that. I also want to take a moment to remind you, and this is because it actually came to me whenever a family or friend asks me where they can't find something. It's like a huge frustration point. I go like, wait, you don't know where these videos are. And this is a shout out that a lot of you, if we go kind of full screen mode, are maybe already aware. Some of you are literally watching this show on our Chesscom Live YouTube channel, which is our backup YouTube channel, because there's too much content going. In fact, if I click on videos, I might be able to see myself live. There it is, live. If I click on it, it's going to get that weird mirror effect. Muted. There's an ad, right? Shout out to you, YouTube. So anyway, Chesscom Live is our backup YouTube channel. A number of you are already watching on there, so shout out to all of you in the chat. And then we also have our clips channel, which you may or may not already be subscribed to, but that's where all of our videos that we did for the World Chess Championship, the Fabi, the stupidest bleep and bleep he's ever seen, are one of the hilarious summaries they did of Tata Steel is this whoop video, a compilation of all the times Daniel Rensch said whoop. Which I didn't realize he said it so much until we put the video together. So that's actually hilarious. So this is clearly a PSA. And for many of you, you're like, I'm already subscribed, Danny, leave me alone. Or like, hey, what is this show? But that's what this show is. This is information. This is conversation. And again, if you can't always catch a show live, most of the time, the best moments, not just the hilarious stuff, but also some of the biggest, most dramatic moments will be available at our Chesscom Clips channel. So if Trim or our moderators can share a link to that, you should definitely subscribe to that, because that's where some of the best moments are. Sometimes it's just, it's great like toilet content. Am I allowed to say toilet content? Is that a thing? It's great like toilet content because it's like super short videos. You're scrolling. Sometimes you don't even have time for a puzzle rush when you're doing your business. Most of the time you do, because 3 minutes is for healthy bowel movements what I recommend, minimum 3 minutes. So puzzle rush is the thing people prefer, but you can also watch the Chesscom Clips channel if you miss some of the moments. I'm sure something like I just said might make it to the Chesscom Clips channel later. So, all right. That's it. If you weren't aware, now you are. Remind us where you can follow remind everybody where they can follow us everywhere. That's what this section is. Of course, many of you are already following us on those channels, or you wouldn't be watching us in this very moment. But a quick reminder, if you're not in our Discord community, later on today, when we get into our hot takes and kind of talk about some of the things, then you may want to be, because where we do some fun stuff, and often a lot of the prep engagement for the show comes from our Discord community, meaning questions, requests, things like that. So go ahead and follow us everywhere that you can do so on the interwebs. All right, it's time for us to move on to our next guest, which I am super excited to have. It's funny because oh wait, we were gonna do the iOS preview. I see my producer killing me. Yeah, this is we're not gonna get into this in a deep way right now, because it's gonna be definitely something that everyone has experienced by their next State of Chess show. The new iOS navigation that's coming, I'm pretty excited about. This is something that's a quick little preview. For those of you who use Android, you already prefer kind of the bottom navigation. So if you're noticing, the major UI change to the iOS update is no longer a left side nav, but a bottom nav. And a little bit easier and more user-friendly for a lot of the things that we try to do with the mobile app. We don't need to get into that right now. But one of the things I'm most excited about is actually the navigation change. You see that fourth image there on the right, the live tab, which is going to be a much easier way for you to essentially access what's going on live, not just news, but shows and all kinds of stuff. So for those of you who sometimes struggle with where our Chess TV or our events or live events was hidden in the previous app experience, now there's a button there, the fourth button on the right, that just says live. And we're pretty excited about that. So for those of you who are iOS users, get excited. I'm excited, like I said, for our next guest. I know we already did a staff spotlight, but before we dive into things, Amaleki, let me have you introduce yourself to everybody and tell everybody real quick, what exactly is it that you do here, Bob?
That's a great question. I wish I could tell you. But no, first of all, yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me. I love chess. I've been watching the State of Chess for a long time, so it's very cool to be a part of it. But yeah, so my name is Amaleki. I get a lot of questions on how to pronounce that because it's spelled pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm a product manager here at chess.com, which just means I, listen to the community and do the best I can to build and kind of scope out projects that fulfill requests from the community that make chess more fun for you guys. So.
And Amaleki, again, is a big chess fan. Every time he's hanging around here at the office, he's like finding somebody who will bust out a chessboard and play with him. We have one permanently set up upstairs. But Amaleki has been overseeing a ton of the newest stuff that has hit and made waves for us. We're going to dive into some of that right now. We've got insights we're going to talk about. And then we're gonna talk about this new feature that we've just pushed out and has a big event coming up with Fabiano Caruana and 10 lucky members of our community getting a private lesson with him with our new tool Classroom. So that's what we're about to dive into. Don't go anywhere. Here we go. Amaleki, where should we start? I think we're going to start with Insights. So tell everybody a little bit about the update you want to bring in regards to where Insights is going and where we're at with that feature.
Yeah, of course. So I think you kind of said it before, but Insights right now especially is kind of just stats on steroids, right? It's like, we looked at all your games, we surfaced all this really cool data about your game, and we've put in a lot of effort to try to surface that in a way that people can understand themes and learnings about their games. But that said, there's a whole lot coming that will really help people not just learn about their chess game, but actually start to take action on those things.
Yeah.
So we want to put in some recommended lessons. You might see soon Coach will be in there kind of walking you through, because sometimes the chart just isn't enough. It's fun to see all the bars and everything, but you may not fully understand what that means and what you can take away from it. So that's something that's coming down the line there, some updates. We know right now you can kind of just see your own insights, and we're really excited to make them a little more visible. So you'll be able to see some top players' insights as well, and just kind of generally making them a little more public there.
And you kind of touched on, I think, the big breakthrough, right? Making it a little more than just anecdotal, interesting stats, like you said, stats on steroids, but actually a little bit more of a guided coach, right? There's an active coach who's maybe doing game review, and then this is kind of like your passive study plan coach saying, hey, check out this. Have you seen this lesson? Because we established that you're losing games in rook endings. Have you watched these videos on rook endings, right? And really, that's speaking for myself, right? Don't we all lose games in rook endings? But exactly. So I will say that you already have, we're pretty pumped about the fact that you can already retry mistakes in terms of the tactical sort of summary that people have in Insights, but I'm with you. I'm pretty pumped about that. Let's move on. Let's move on to Classroom, because this is the new one. For those of you who don't know, you can go to chess.com/classroom today, like right now. You can go there,
Please
right?
do.
I mean, everybody can do this thing.
Yeah,
yes,
they totally can, and they should.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of people have been doing it since we've rolled it out. There's been like 22,000 classrooms already, so it's really cool to see people are starting to use this thing. And yeah, you'll kind of sense a theme throughout all the projects I work on. Spend a lot of time thinking about like chess learning and coaching, and like just how to help people improve, because when you're good at something, you like to do it more, and that's why we want more people playing chess. And so yeah, with Classroom, it's just a way to share a chessboard with a coach, student, or friend. And there's some big segments in here. I think I won't walk through the whole project, obviously, but like, we know it's really important to get the right game on the board quickly and the right people in the room quickly with you. So those are big focuses there. And there's a lot of improvements to make there. We know that the video is a little spotty right now, so there's a lot of improvements, especially around that as well. But this big one that you're either seeing on screen or just about to is Explorer. And this segues well into some of the next improvements as well. Basically,
I'm going to let the video keep doing what it's doing. Tell everybody about what the goal is with this, and we'll just let the video be on repeat until you get through explaining it.
Yeah. Well, what's really fun, I think, Danny, is this is one that you really drove home with me. I think like it was probably like my first week with chess.com, and Danny was like, we need this thing. How do we make this thing happen? So yeah, basically we want people to be able to search our chess database, all of our games database, by position. And so you're probably familiar with Explorer. You can click through the next move down a line. And now we filter games by that. So you can also quickly select games that might have a position that you're looking for and reference that, not just for master games, but also your own games and other players as well. And so that's what you're seeing here.
The thing you're seeing populate before your screen. Let's go back to a full screen image here, and let me just explain, because I think Malachi was giving the PG version, kind of like Michael saying what it was like to meet Danny, that he was passionate, a polite way of saying how excited I can get about things and express a lot of emotion when I feel like things need to be improved. But what I'll say is that one of the things that I've often felt for a very long time, I guess I'll just go to chess.com and be transparent about an issue that we've had with our site, is that a lot of the amazing parts of Explorer that people don't even know, and our openings tool, aren't appreciated because they sort of live separately from how most people want to access it, which is when they're doing analysis of a game, or when they're in now what we would say is in a group lesson, right? In a session with others, essentially thinking about the fact that we need to be able to instantly access all the things that are kept up to date. If you don't know, our openings database is actually kept 100% up to date. Every time there's a TWIC, which stands for This Week in Chess, you can go to theweekinchess.com. Shout out to Mark. We love you. Working super hard for the community over at the Week in Chess. But all of this information needs to be accessible at your fingertips while you're mid-analysis, just like it would be with, let's say, ChessBase, which is a tool that has done this probably better than anyone for years, as far as a database tool. And so, it is a bit of a power user tool, but for those of you who are studying, improving, ambitious players, you could also argue that in many ways, it's going to make what Malachi is going to get to here in a second, which is our library tool. I'm not even finding where that is, because I'm a little, where is our library? Oh, it's under play right now. That's right. Our library tool even better, so that your collections have a more robust tool on the front end. And so if we bring back that video that Malachi was just talking over, we'll bring it back here. The main thing that this is improving is a real-time experience where no matter what position you are, you can instantly reference every master game that was in it, see who the players were. There's functionality not even shown in the video that you can just right-click on a game and merge it to your main analysis. So if you see that Magnus Carlsen and Sergei Karyakin just played a game in the opening that you care about, it can instantly get added to your PGN, and then you can save that PGN with a single click to your library. And so obviously, you can tell I'm sorry for cutting you off, Malachi, but you can say how much I have been writing you about this tool, right, from day one. It's been obnoxious. Come on, I've been obnoxious.
No, not at all.
Okay, but this is something, as a power user who, what most people want to do is bring in their game see what top players played their opening, get instant access to the best and most relevant games in that opening, which is relevant based on the strength of the players and the years they played it, and basically do all the things you would do with ChessBase to build out a database so that your library tool, which if you don't use library is at chess.com/library, has really robust databases and repertoires that you've built. And so I am so pumped about this because it is a tool that is going to improve my life selfishly. And that's what this is. That's what chess.com is really here for, is to make me happy.
Well, I hope we're doing that. And yeah, exactly like you were saying, man. It's you know, when you learn chess, a lot of it comes from starting to analyze games and finding similar positions and figuring out what you should have done. And that's what we really want to make it easy for coaches to do that. And transitioning a little bit to library, even, I think, you know, we've got Classroom, which is a great spot to get the game on the board, but there's so many chess games out there. And as a coach, you have to reference those games at like just the, I don't know, flick of a switch, like really, really fast. So yeah, so library is focused on being able to quickly get those games grouped together based on however you want to group them. And we have maybe a whole, like an entire overhaul coming soon to library. So, but there's a lot of things we know we need to do in there. Right now, library is good at grouping games together, but it's not so good at being able to bulk action those games. So you kind of have to manually, you know, add one game at a time and stuff. So anyways, lots of great improvements there. And if you want a sneak peek of those improvements, I think even the little load from library section in Classroom is just maybe more powerful right now than library is too. So but yeah, so a lot of great.
And one of the things, by the way, this is not my account. I do have some libraries that are active on my own personal Daniel Rensch account. This is a production account. But yeah, like I said, your ability to load things from library. Right now, I don't have any things in my library. I don't have any collections, but because this is a production account. But again, it's all part of our like future of like creating a very robust experience where you can go to chess.com/analysis to do everything we're talking about individually, but then chess.com/classroom to do it with a partner, and you know, all the tools you need in one page. So you don't need to navigate to an openings page or an explorer page. It's all at your fingertips as part of a real-time session, and then instantly saved to a database, you know, to build out the future of building your own studies and your own repertoires and everything. So this is awesome. And it's a long overdue for many years overhaul where these great tools have been fractured and separated, and now really, you know, putting them in one experience for the user, especially for those who are improvers, right? People that are really studying and trying to get better.
Yeah. And we're especially thinking a lot more about, I think just as a company, even we're thinking more about like, what is the flow that a member on the site takes rather than just these individual features. And that's what you'll see these improvements over time, and even segmenting or segueing a little bit more into the last big topic I wanted to cover is like right now at chess.com as a whole, we're doing a really big initiative around improving quality and performance because, you know, we love rolling out new things and the chess community is always asking for cool new things. But sometimes you have to just take a step back and make sure we've worked out all the bugs in the software and that things are working really reliably and like at a high performance quality that's just raising the bar. So so that's a big focus right now. It's huge.
And a big part of that is the nav. I know we kind of went past that, but again, like I mentioned that earlier as an organized way to get users to what they want. But like you said, just quality and performance initiative is like number one right now because we've pushed out so many new things really since the 2018 Puzzle Rush and after that. And now it's like, hey, like let's really fine tune so much stuff. So it's a big focus for every developer, every product manager. Before I let you go, man, I want to talk a little bit about Classroom again. So within the next couple of weeks, we're going to have this Fabiano lesson, right? You see his face before your eyes, everybody. And how excited are you for that, by the way? I know you're going to sit in as a chess fan for Fabiano.
Oh my gosh. I was freaking out when he was just in the office. I was like pumped that he was in the same state as me. So anyway, not to be like a weirdo about it. I'm so excited.
You can be a weirdo on this show. We're all weirdos. I mean, there's a bunch of people watching chess on a Monday, you know, at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You know, maybe that's already
that's a good point,
right? We're all weirdos. Yeah, so Classroom itself, if you're not using it already, it's a quick way to connect. Obviously, video and sound integration is one way, but you also don't have to use video and sound integration to just share an analysis board with a friend and go over something if you want. But we're going to have the Fabiano lesson with maybe some of you are in chat that are going to be in that lesson happening here soon, and everyone will get to see that content. It's going to be pretty fun. We're going to we're going to curate that private group session. And anyway, so yeah, man, I don't know what else to say.
I think, well, I'd love to just a couple of things real fast. One is you pretty much covered all of that search and navigation in the beginning, which was great. One thing that Leo mentioned that we wanted to throw out there was anywhere on the site, you can press Control or Command K, and that'll immediately select that or like put the focus on that field. So you can just Control or Command K and then just start typing your search away.
Wait, how do I do that?
Yeah, so if you're just on the homepage, or even now if you're on that classroom page,
yeah,
you just press like Command K or Control K, depending on what keyboard you're on, and you should be able to start typing. And
it actually doesn't work through sorry, we use a tool that's a remote broadcast tool where I'm actually logged into a different computer. So okay, I can't actually do that with this tool, but okay, we get it. Everyone else can.
Nice. Yeah. So that was one big thing, and then the other one is like we work with just such an incredible team. I feel like it's always so weird when anytime I get to talk about a product that it's like all I do is write the docs and like talk to the people actually building it. So I just want to give a huge shout out to all the teams that put together these incredible things. So
seriously, although I'll give a shout out to you, being the glue between sometimes what the users want and what is possible technically is not an easy task, and you do an amazing job with it. And shout out to chess coach Brian. You already missed the boat on being in the Fabiano lesson. That was a contest we did during the World Championship coverage when Fabiano was in studio. And people just had to solve a video lesson and then share it on social media. So the 10 lucky members that are in that are already chosen, unfortunately, but you will be able to watch the video. We're gonna splice that up and let people get insight into what happened in that conversation. I can't wait for it. Multiple pre-moves on mobile is not a thing that is easy to do. I know I'm jumping ahead while we got a Malachi here. Part of that is because if you do the math for yourself, how would that work? You pre-moved, and then if you touch the screen again, what if you want to undo the pre-move? So I'm literally going to ask you, like, how would you make that work? If you've made a pre-move that's a bad move, how are you going to undo the pre-move? By touching the screen, right? That's the only way it works on a touch screen. If you were to try to make a second multiple pre-move, it can't serve the functionality of canceling a pre-move that might be a blunder and making a multiple pre-move at the same time. Am I wrong about that, Malachi?
You know, it's so funny. I'm actually glad that came up because I literally thought about that this weekend because I was losing a lot of games on my phone. I was like, I kept timing out.
You want to go faster. Yeah.
Yeah. I just have to stop playing Bullet on my phone. It's never a good idea.
So yeah, no, that's the thing. So like users say it and like, I sound like Eric because sometimes I say a thing and he pops the balloon. He goes, "Oh, Danny, great idea, balloon." Pop, right? So I'm just literally pointing out that it's not an easy thing to do. Yes, there is 2-finger touch, and we have talked about that. We're working on different ways to touch the screen and expand, but it's not what you think it is. That is not something that's like, oh yeah, just do that, right? Same with people who requested earlier about drawing arrows on mobile. You know, we're maybe trying to add like a button you can click, so now you're in analysis mode or draw arrow mode instead of moving mode. But if you think about the use case you're asking for, 99.999% of people are just pre-moving one move at a time and not looking to draw arrows. And that's a really hard piece to kind of like unpack in touchscreen technology. But I hope that as we go, we can, we'll do that. But I'm just pointing out that, as you yell at us in chat before you stand on that soapbox, that might not be the easiest thing to do. So anyway, sorry about that. Sorry, that's part of what this show is I yell at the people in the front row, the comedian who loses his temper on this show. That's half of the fun of this show. No, I love it. Yeah, and I think you made a great point there too, that like everything that's possible to build is not always intuitive and like good for the 99% of users. And that's part of what I do. It's hard, right? And yeah, it's tough, but you got to think through stuff like that. But I like my soapbox. I hear you on that. Rat bacon. Oh, I hate when I read usernames out loud. All right, Malachi, seriously, man, you're awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I can't wait for the Fabi lesson. And now that Tata Steel is over, we will be, I was chatting with him yesterday. He's traveling, so we're going to let Fabi recover for a little bit, and then we'll get that thing scheduled. So for those of you who are waiting for that. Thanks so much for having me. Well, I'm gonna let you go. You're awesome. You all are awesome. Thank you all for I can't wait for for everything that we're doing here. So thank you so much. And we'll probably see you on a future show. Great. All right. Sounds good. We'll see you then. Cool. All right, everybody, don't go anywhere. When I return, we will dive into our Chess Kit update, and we are building up toward our hot takes and community Q&A section. Can't wait for the fun and fruitful banter to begin. It's the stateofchess.com here on chess.com, and it continues in a few. Welcome back, everybody. As you can see below me, it's almost time for the Chess Kid update. We will be joined by Fun Master Mike in just a moment. Let me remind everybody, something we forgot to talk about earlier during our event segment is that as of February, excuse me, wow, as of February 3rd, I believe that's yes. When is the 1st February? It's actually tomorrow. As of February 1st, Title Tuesday is going 2-a-day. We're going 2-a-days. We're running 2-a-days on Title Tuesday. The start time is now 8 a.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Pacific. I bet a lot of people in chat didn't know that. February 1st is a Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you, chat. I'm sorry. I drew a big blank on that. Anyway, we're running 2-a-days. For those of you watching in India, obviously we've gone global. Once you go global, you can't go back, as they say. We're pretty excited about it. We also increased the prizes. So Title Tuesday now represents 52 weeks a year of $260,000 in prizes, and you can see your favorite streamers, commentators. Hikaru will probably play in both, and let's be honest, he'll probably win one of them. Dude's a monster. But make sure you tune in and note the time change for those of you tuning in at 10 a.m. tomorrow. You will be late for the first event. So 8 a.m. Pacific is when it starts. Now it's time for the Chess Kid update to start. Like I said, we've got Mike. Mike, I didn't wear the hat that you gave me at the meetup. I've got one of those sexy things in my closet. Can people get that hat? Is that available somewhere?
The merch store is coming out soon, but I realized I just messed up. I just got done with Beat Fun Master Mike, but I got called up to the pros here, big time.
There you go. Look at that. Yeah. You've got both. But seriously, so we have a Chess Kid merch store. I know that was not in the run of the show, not planning, but that'll be a thing where people can buy stuff for Chess Kid, right?
Absolutely. And of course, I'm going to take a cut of everything they buy. There's no shortage of self-interest involved here.
Trim off the top as best you can. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Mike. For those of you who don't know him, he is the face of Chess Kid. That is the face of a man who is more recognized at scholastic chess tournaments around the world than probably any human being on the planet. But he also oversees our content operations over there. And I'm going to let Mike take it away with some Chess Kid updates. So go for it, man.
Thanks, Danny. A lot going on. We've hired a couple of fantastic new team members that live in Europe, specifically because we want to have events for kids in Europe. You know, Title Tuesday is doing 2-a-days. If you could imagine all of the Indian grandmasters that complain about when Title Tuesday is, imagine the European kids who have a bedtime of 8 p.m. They need events for themselves. So
right.
We have this cool thing where we're grouping nearly every European country into a quartet of countries that are all naturally geographically somehow related. So we just had our first event in January. It was the Baltic Championship. Latvia got the best of Lithuania, Poland, and Estonia to win our first ever Chess Kid European Team Festival. So Latvia will go to a year-end finals. Now coming up this month, we've got Romania, Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Hungary that are going to be facing off. And then, of course, that winning country will move on. Nearly every European country is going to be invited throughout the year before we get to our year-end championship. And if I have any friends in San Marino, sorry, we didn't include you. But we got most of the major countries of Europe. So that's going to be pretty cool. We've got these adorable kids right there. And it's really it's a chance for countries to showcase their next group of talented players. We've got 4 different age groups. There's a requirement that 2 of the 4 players have to be ladies. And it was just a super successful event. So I want to thank Nadia Kravchuk and Anastasia Sorokina for their big help. Also, Teresa in organizing that. So what about you, Danny? Who you got? Who do you think is going to have the strongest under 12 chess team in all of Europe?
I wish I was up to date on my top juniors in the world throughout every European country, but first of all, it's awesome. I love seeing the faces of stars tomorrow, the stars of tomorrow. I mean, I guess I would go with like a traditional powerhouse. I mean, Germany's got some top up and comers. Am I way off base on that? Who would you take?
I don't really know, but I do know that the captains of each teams are allowed to train the players. And actually, okay. Grandmaster Arturs Nikšans, who is the Latvian voice of Chess Kid, personally knew a lot of the players that he selected. So I think there's going to be a lot of pride and nationalism in this tournament if the captains really try to train up their players. So it's going to be inspiring to all kids involved.
It's like a mini Chess Kid Olympiad. It's like an Olympiad, or like the Euro Olympiad. That's awesome.
Yeah. I hope it's more Olympiad and less Eurovision dance contest.
First of all, Eurovision, that is an underrated film. and we will talk about that later. So Chess Kid is also involved with some norm tournaments. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the European thing is more for the under 12 crowd, but what about the 12-year-old crowd? We've got 4 fairly prestigious chess kids that a lot of our fans will know who are competing for norms. In fact, all 4 of them essential, well, 3 of the 4 competed for norms one particular weekend in January, 2 of them in Charlotte and 1 in New York. And I'm very happy to say that the 2-time Chess Kid Youth Speed Chess Championship winner, FM Ryo Chen, he dominated his section in Charlotte and got his very first IM norm. The other 2 players, I believe, are playing in their first ever IM Norm Invitational. That would be Tani Anawume and Brewington Hardaway. And they each got even scores, which is pretty good for your very first Norm tournament. In fact, I think Tani has raised his FIDE rating 400 points in 1 year. I'd be happy with 1/10 of that. Now, coming up in March, the Charlotte Chess Center is running their next IM Norm tournament. All 3 of those boys mentioned, including Alice Lee, who is a very frequent commentator on Chess Kids. She runs the show Alice's Pawn Palace. So all 4 of those chess kids are going to be competing in Charlotte on the same week for IM norms. And Chess Kid is actually going to be having a fundraiser to help support their efforts to make IM. As you might know, Danny, in these sort of tournaments, the non-IMs have to pay the bill for the IM. So it's about $800 just to play in the tournament, not even counting travel expenses. So Chess Kid's going to be having a fundraiser coming up. Please stay tuned for announcements about that. We want to see these kids make IM and GM.
It's amazing. Honestly, as someone who was on that tour at some point in his chess career, it's super difficult to get norms, and it's part of the process of, like, I mean, okay, ultimate goal, maybe another future world champion, right? Not just an American, but anywhere, but just, you know, the kids being given that opportunity. Seriously, it's massive. One of the kids you mentioned, Tani, just had an opportunity on the Puzzle Battle World Championship. I told you the story of how he got invited, right? You heard this story where he basically like coerced me into a private call and kind of like laid on the puppy eyes, like quite literally.
Now, what you don't know, Danny, is that you think I was immune to this whole story. I actually coached Tani on what your weaknesses are as a father. And what I did was I called Thor and I was like, hey, when you really need something from daddy, what do you do? Thor gave me the backstory. I fed it to Danny. We got a whole database on you, my friend. Yeah. We know all your weaknesses.
For those who don't know, Thor is the nickname of my youngest child and daughter, Talia. We're not going to talk about why she got that name, but let's just say that she brings the hammer down from time to time. So that is my youngest daughter, Thor. But you did commentary for Tani. He didn't know that all he had to do was tell me how good he was. Like, seriously, dude, it was like a blunder. We didn't even invite him because I'm like, I started talking to him. And I'm like, you're 3,400 at puzzles and your best is 53, right? Those are average scores that basically won the event. So, Mike did commentary while Tani was solving puzzles here. How was that experience?
Cool. And I've watched you do commentary before, so I kind of got a little bit of a background on what to do, which is you can't possibly speak as fast as they're moving. You're mostly just fawning over their talent and appreciating it. So that was quite cool. I didn't know Tani was that good. Now, I will tell you, he got his start in chess on Chess Kid. Now, I'm not saying that to be vainglorious. He didn't watch my videos. Well, maybe he watched a few. He just did puzzles. So this has been his calling card since he began the game of chess. So, but to watch him do 49 in 3 minutes and to very nearly qualify for the weekend against people that were 2-3 times as old as him, it was cool to watch. And I know he took the loss hard, but he should be very proud of where he's come, given his background and everything. But any 12-year-old in the world should be proud of that, let alone him.
Well, let's bring up a quick screenshot that shows exactly what was going down there.
We've been goofing off here. And Tani, if he trades everything, does he win? Yeah, he wins because
it is a video. This was real time. This was you trying
20
to keep
seconds
up
left.
with him.
He needs to get 2 right. He has
like
no strikes,
especially for puzzles. Like Speed Chess Championship, we can follow and give commentary, but for puzzles, I mean, sometimes the puzzle is literally loading faster than you can keep up with. So it was pretty bananas. We always mention this about this kid, and I won't fawn over it anymore either, but it really is exciting because he has such an incredible story. And it's not like he has an incredible story which makes him better at chess than he actually is. It's like, no, like he's like legit one of the most talented chess players in the world and has just this incredible story. It's super unique. And anyway, that was awesome to watch you guys do that. I was doing commentary on the other side and secretly a little bit heartbroken when he didn't move on. even though I can't be biased on air. Well, what else can you leave us with before our Chess Kid wraps up?
We've got a few more things coming out. I'm happy to say that Grandmaster Vishy Anand did about 20 videos. Actually, Grandmaster is an undersell, 5-time world champion. Vishy Anand did about 20 videos. It was his first time really doing videos of this sort. In fact, I asked him to highlight some secret games that he played as a youth, which are in no databases at all. So he's literally showing some stuff that the world has never seen before. He's got about 20 videos. We've released, I don't know, something like a half or 2/3. We've got 2 more coming out this week, including one today. And they are dense, Danny. I mean, this is one time where if you want to make a run at GM, Danny, I'm gonna have to hook you up with a gold account because these videos are very, very useful. So definitely check those out. We're even putting a few on YouTube just to be nice. And then we've got some other products coming out soon. Danny, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So is theft. And we are expanding both clubs and classroom. We're going to take some of your pointers on how to grow the community through clubs. And you're going to be able to invite friends through the iOS app. There you see a mock-up of classroom. Will I be the main teacher? Probably not. Please don't write to me and ask to teach your kid privately. But anyway, we are gonna, try to build this in so that kids can get an even more rich learning experience on the Chess Kid app and web.
Yeah, right now we see the preview of Vishy's masterclass there. Just for those of you maybe a little confused, let's bring back the preview of clubs like Mike was talking about there, because we moved through a little too quickly on that. Yeah, like you said, classroom, clubs. I didn't know that theft was also the sincerest form of flattery, but we share code, so it's not really thievery, but that's awesome.
Well, it's like if a parent tries to sue their child, they're suing themselves. So,
well,
you're
as we
welcome
bring back the Vishy thing, I'll just be upfront with you. We're working with Vishy on a masterclass for chess.com right now. So we are returning the theft favor, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So that's not going to be out probably for a few months because of his schedule and things, but just so you know.
And I just want to throw one more thing out there. There's already the voice of me. You can play bots on Chess Kid where you're literally hearing my voice. I talk to you during the game. We've also got that for Yvette Garcia. And coming out really soon, we have Vishy's voice. We basically called him up one day and we're like, Vishy, can you recite something that's very long so we can get a little piece of every word? Open up the Bhagavad Gita and read the first 3 chapters. And anyway, so we got Vishy saying everything we ever wanted him to say. So Vishy is literally going to talk to you when you play him on Chess Kid. That's the beauty of the Chess Kid bot voices.
I love that. That is sweet. And that is something that is only on Chess Kid. We don't actually have voices for our bots on chess.com. So anyway, man, this is awesome. I'm super pumped about the norm thing. Honestly, I know we skimmed through that, but just helping young talented people get chances for norms, right? There's no other way to, because as they become stars, right, they inspire more people and the cycle continues. So I didn't know we were doing that. Every time we have a Chess Kid update, you surprise me with at least one thing, but that's awesome that we're helping to sponsor them to play in norm events. I wish Chess Kid was around when I was a kid. Mike, you look great, buddy. I told you that.
And Thor just texted me, and we're working on that later bedtime. We've got some ideas. We've got some ideas. We're gonna throw at you.
He doesn't need any advice. Her negotiating skills are already through the roof. It's actually not fun in my household at times. But all right, man. Thank you so much for the update. We'll let you get back to it with Chess Kid, and don't go anywhere, everybody, because when we return, we will have our hot takes from the community that you guys brought us over the last month, as well as get into our open AMA discussion. So, Mike, thanks for being here again, man. And we'll see you next stateofchess.com.
See you, Danny.
Bye.
Let's go.
We are back again. Time for the hot take. This is a new section. And this was kind of born out of the fact that, as we ask people for feedback, questions, that will get read on air, some of them are like really great and actually specific and at times fair criticism and all those things. And that's what this show's about. Diving into stuff today, I think we've been pretty open about, what we know has been experiences we need to improve, everything from our UI, UX to analysis tools and kind of fixing some of the fractured ways that we've built and released our features over the last decade plus of doing things. And we're just continuing to try to be as good as we can be. For all those of you who want to yell at us, this is your time. Start yelling, right? We're reading chat. Let's go. But also the hot takes was born out of a section where we get questions like that. And sometimes they're like suggestions, sometimes they're ridiculous. And so we wanted to create kind of a rapid fire portion of the show where we just dive into things that you guys are saying and kind of give thumbs up, thumbs down if that's ever going to happen, and or get into some fun banter with you. So we should have a classical format. I have not seen these hot takes until today. So I'm just going to rapid fire go through this list with you. So we do have classical on chess.com. You can play a time control as long as you want. Having it listed as part of the ratings and the navigation, that suggestion actually came to me just the other day from a grandmaster commentator who I will not say on air, but he may happen to be the reigning Hess Hampion. But as I discussed with him, the amount of games played are very, very little there. The majority of what people want to see is rapid blitz and bullet. And again, when you start to do that, there's like I know it's supposed to be a hot take where I should just say no, but I understand why. But we consider doing some classical events. Here's how I'll answer it. We consider doing some classical events when COVID first hit. Am I allowed to say that word? And I talked to a lot of top players who felt that playing that amount of time, for high stakes online was not something they really wanted to do. They loved rapid, and they felt like what online is doing to the game to push it into more entertaining levels is actually what they would rather play in. And I don't know. I don't know that we would redo all of the design of the website to add a fourth major rating category when it represents a very, very small percentage of people. In fact, I would bet even the people who will yell at me in this show, be like, you should do it for even if it's only one user, like you're probably not playing classical. Most people are not playing classical. And I know that that said, I think there are some great clubs. I know that the Dan Heisman Learning Center, you should join that club. Can we share a link to the Dan Heisman Learning Center? I know that the All Rats Club, I know that there are some very active clubs on chess.com where really serious tournament players hook up with each other and throw down in some super long time controls. And that's amazing. And that's what the community is for. But as far as, there's a lot that would go into completely redesigning the stats pay, all kinds of stuff to show a really small percentage of chess information. And I'm not saying it's a no. This is kind of a question for Eric, but I'm going to say right now, it's definitely probably not happening in the year of 2022 of our Lord and King, or however they say it. And Chess Dojo, I guess, runs some Chess Dojo Live. Okay, so Chess Dojo has some tournaments there. We see them in the chat. Anyway, thank you BJH for that. But that's kind of the answer to that right now. And I appreciate that there are some very serious learners. By the way, did you know, on the subject of classical, this is way more than a hot take, but apparently this is a sensitive issue. Did you know that you can actually hook up your DGT board to chess.com? I don't think it works with the newest DGT board, the Pegasus. And there are also a lot of competitors coming into the market of DGT. And that's not me saying anything. I mean, we love DGT. We have a good relationship with them. We know that they are the most used board, and they're aware too. There's obviously people know of like the Square Off. There's this Millennium board, which you can check out. I think they had a forum on our site. There are all kinds of boards where people are developing, the physical chessboard to instantly, play moves online. And we are currently able to integrate with a DGT board. So you should do that. Not the Bluetooth version, the hardwire version. So there is a great way to play classical chess if you're into it, but it is still kind of I would call it a section of the market that is probably not worth us building out a lot of the robust things we do. Just adding a rating is one thing, but adding everything that goes with how we would want to support that with insights and stats, it's hard to get into right now as far as what online chess has traditionally been built on, which is faster time controls. And that's probably going to stay the case. So Can you do multiple free moves on a DGT board? Thank you for the troll. I love that. If you can do multiple free moves on a DGT board and not on the chess.com mobile app, what is chess.com spending its money on if it's not going to develop multiple pre moves on the mobile app? Damn them. All right. Next hot take. Kosteniuk and Dingley Wren will win the candidates. That is a hot take. I think Kosteniuk is a better bet. Let's bring up the candidates image. Are you aware that Dingley Wren has not even qualified for the candidates? So whoever gave this hot take, this was user Stephen Lay GM on Twitter. Oh, by the way, shout out to our last user who did the classical reading. That was Owls on Discord. So again, I'm sorry you didn't get the answer you want, Owls on Discord, but at least you had your question read. This question is from Stephen Lay GM, LEGM, who says Dingley Wren is going to win the candidates. He's not even in the candidates yet, bro. Do you know that he first has to win the FIDE Grand Prix cycle, which starts in like a week and is not going to be easy? So, bro, that's a super hot take, and I'm going to say you're wrong about that. I do not think Dingley Wren will win the candidates. By the way, shout out to our Grand Prix commentary. Let's give a quick nod there to Ketty. She's going to be leading the way, joined regularly by Robert, Danya, and others. But Ketty will be our main anchor and star of the entire FIDE Grand Prix series, not just the first leg in Berlin, but the other events to follow. So shout out to Ketty and the crew. Ketty and the crew. That is a sexy band name. Shout out to Ketty and the crew. Kosteniuk, Dingley Wren win. I think Kosteniuk might be a better bet. Alexandra is playing some of the best chess in her career. Ever since she took the job at chess.com to be our director of Russian content, she's been playing great chess. Alexandra, you see how that works? You take a job at chess.com, you play better chess. If only it worked for me too. All right, next comment. Bughouse is the best variant. That is a hot take that I'm going to agree with. Bughouse is the best variant. Next question, next hot take. I agree with you. Bughouse is the best variant. If you're not playing it, you should be playing more Bughouse. Although Fog of War has been pretty fun and create. Okay, anyway, moving on. Castling should build a moat. Okay, the whole question is castling should build a moat around your castle because that's what it does in a real castle. I don't know exactly how that would work. So that's a very interesting hot take, and that is coming to us from Smarty on Discord. By the way, Bughouse is the best variant is from It's Still October on Discord. Sorry, I'm going to continue to shout out the names. I keep forgetting. Next question. Next hot take. Not a question, hot take. This is from Shenser01 on Instagram. Says low elo chess is the most entertaining. That's probably true. Depends on what you're looking for in chess, but if you're looking for train wrecks, blunders, PogChamps is the way to go, and the lower the rating, the more those things happen. And we don't hold those events just to, I guess, laugh along with people. We don't laugh at people, but we're laughing along with everyone in terms of how hard chess can be. We don't hold those events just for that. I think it actually has been awesome to see certain people really buy in and get better at chess. You think of guys like Ludwig, who's like basically the poster child for PogChamps. But I agree with you. Low elo chess and blunders is the most entertaining chess. I think it is. I think it's true. I mean, people want to deny it, and a lot of us love the sports we do and high level stuff. But most people watch highlight reels and Sports Center for a reason. You see, the bloopers and the best moments, and that's what a lot of us want, right? Is to laugh and to cry and to have fun. And so I agree. Good hot take. Next hot take from Teddy Talks. Teddy Talks says the Catalan is only for positional players. That is from Teddy Talks. That is false. That is false. The Catalan is for dynamic players. The Catalan is for players who want to appreciate that synergistic balance where a positional edge can quickly steamroll into something just like the Catalan just bursts out and just like punches you in the face. Whether it's the bishop on the long H1A8 diagonal or some sort of well-timed knight G5 craziness on the king side. The Catalan is full of tactical dynamic chess. It is not only for positional players, Teddy Talks. That is a false hot take. James Emmons on Twitter says tournament ratings and live ratings should be separate on chess.com. That's interesting. So that's actually a stat I would be interested in adding. So like to show how you perform in tournaments. Would arenas be included in that? I don't think so, because arenas are kind of a little bit more like the Mario Kart of chess, like just a whole bunch of games and we're going streaking through the gymnasium. I'm on fire kind of thing. You can bring your green hat. but I think that's an interesting idea. Team, will you, of all the questions we've read so far, will you follow up with me on that? I actually be interested in thinking about how to tease out, at least for our insights. Malachi's probably watching. I actually think that's interesting to give people their perspective on how they perform in tournaments. If we're Amon Hamilton, then we know that we play worse in Title Tuesdays than we do in regular tournaments. Shout out to you, Amon. Love you. By the way, shout out to Amon, who will be anchoring our afternoon Title Tuesdays starting in February and probably forevermore. We don't have a regular anchor for the morning show just yet. We'll be bouncing that around through all the different amazing commentators that work with us. But now that we have double the Tuesday, double the fun, Amon Hamilton will be chewing some double mint gum as he hosts the 2 p.m. Pacific time of Title Tuesdays going forward. And you know what they say, Amon? Those who can't do, teach. So if you can't play in Title Tuesday, you should host Title Tuesday. Right? Just kidding. The guy does nothing but roast me every time he has a chance. So I have the microphone and he doesn't, and I'm going to troll him. I hope someone clip it and send that to the Chess Bros, please, so that he can then roast me back. This is a fun thing that we like to do. Okay. Anyway, but James Emmons, I'm not kidding. That's actually a good feature. From OK on Discord, you should be able to castle with your queen. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. That's the stupidest bleep and bleep I've ever heard. Next topic. Okay. From Ray on Discord, REI says over the board pieces should be chocolate. That is the best idea I've ever heard. That is an absolutely fantastic idea. I am not kidding. Oh, and so how would that work? If you like take a piece, you eat the piece? Like, I guess that's the idea, right? Kind of like Harry Potter, but like in a safe way, where like pieces really die in the wizard's chest, right? This would be like, if you take a piece, you eat it. Edible chessboards. That's an interesting market. You know, they have those Christmas, what's it called, where you open the calendar and you eat it? Advent calendars, right? They have advent calendars. Why not have advent chess? I know that's probably not, but the point is chocolate chess. I'm with you on that. So someone give REI a diamond membership for me. Best comments so far. Let's get that guy a diamond membership, huh? From Joshua Cranky on Instagram, puzzles are more fun than the actual game of chess. That's interesting. I think at times they can be, actually. I think Puzzle Rush is sometimes more fun than playing a game. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Puzzle Rush is sometimes rewarding and fun, and you try to beat a record. It always feels good, even if you don't, because you solved so many. You feel like you did something for the day. You know, more productive with your toilet time than playing a game of Clash Royale, right? Let's be honest, Fabi. Get off Clash Royale, Fabiano, and start doing some more Puzzle Rush, buddy. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to pass on that hot take. Interesting take. I think ultimately the whole game of chess is more fun, but that is a hot take. All right, another hot take comes from Dozenalism. We need a chess.com bot that plays the Bong Cloud. That is 100% true. Get that guy a diamond membership and make that a feature request ASAP. Let's go full screen, Dan. Let's go full screen. I'm gonna show everybody how to make a feature request right now so that they can learn how to do it. You go help and you make a suggestion right here. You make a suggestion and you say, you put in your email address, which I'm not going to type out. I'm going to say Bobby Jones at chess.com. That's not a real email. And then we're going to say, we need a bot that only plays the Bong Cloud ASAP. This is being requested live. Let's kill my camera so they can see the ticket I'm making on this. Just kill just a little screen, just a little camera element of this scene. Yeah, there we go. Right there. Let them see it. There we go. Look at that. That is being requested live on State of Chess as we speak. Bong Cloud. We need a Bong Cloud ASAP. All you have to do to make a feature request is that, ladies and gentlemen, and you too can make a feature request on chess.com. So I agree that is a great hot take from Dozenalism. Next, another one from Discord. We've got Ferrari F2004. We need a VTuber chess tournament like PogChamps. We're working on PogChamp style events for all kinds of different genres and niche stuff. We already had a VTuber play in Tournament Arc. Actually, and in one of the last PogChamps, we had one. I think it was Pog 3. We had Code Miko, right? And then we had a VTuber play in Tournament Arc. Shout out to my man Aaron Hawaii in Tournament Arc. So VTubers, I mean, if you get me the VTubers, I will hold the tournament. Get some VTubers to send me some DMs. PogChamps helps people grow. It's in their interest too, right? We bring a pretty big audience over here at chess.com last time I checked. So get me Ollie versus Code Miko versus everybody. I will throw a VTuber PogChamp. You get me 8 VTubers and it happens. I'll put up the prize fund, okay? But I'm busy, all right? I got stuff to do. I got Teletubbies videos to watch. I'm so busy. I gotta, you know, right? I got things to do. You got to organize it if you want it to happen. I'll put up the money. From Discord, that one guy in a hat says playing the French defense requires no skill. That is 100% true. Get that guy a 1-year diamond membership. I'm not kidding. The one guy in a hat made the best comment ever. Playing the French defense requires no skill. You heard it here first. You just got a 1-year diamond membership for insulting an entire community of people who play a solid opening just because Danny likes you. That's what happens on this show. My wife's texting me. Honey, I'm busy giving away diamond memberships for people that insult the French. Okay. Call in. Let's see. You guys think we'll be done in like 30 minutes? What do you guys think? Call in 30. Yeah? Okay. Good stuff. Okay. Boom. Okay. Wait. The most people don't understand. You have to play OTB to understand. What is this comment? This next one? You have to play OTB to understand what? Most people from Nova on Discord, most people don't understand OTB until they play it. Okay. Most people don't understand over the board. I will back that up. As a guy who's supposed to be on the front line, say online chess is the same as OTB. Of course it's not, right? We're trying to merge those worlds, right? We're trying to take the level of online events to high stakes. We've done these esports finals, as we talked about with Brancato, which, again, knock on wood, we'll be doing more of those things now that the world is returning from the pandemic, and it's more reasonable for us to do that. So I believe in the future validity and seriousness of high stakes online chess and chess as an esport, if you will, if I'm on that hill. But I also agree that over the board chess is different. Over the board chess, there's the energy you exchange with someone, right? When you're grinding it out is real. And if you haven't played over the board chess, then you don't understand it. And so that is a hot take that I agree with, Nova. Tomo Dovo Do, Tomo Dovo Do, Tomo Dovo Do on Discord says the bishop pair is overrated. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. You shut the front door when you're. Have you watched Jan Ludwig Hammer's video series? Someone link up Jan Ludwig Hammer's video series, please, on the bishop pair on chess.com. Have you ever had the feeling of what 2 bishops can do in the open board as they face a king side? I'm not just talking the double bishop sacrifice, okay? I'm talking about the type of pressure that gets you out of bed in the morning in the hopes that one chess game today just might give you that type of feeling. I'm talking about the type of pressure that allows you to quickly switch from the king side to the queen side in a dynamic way. Weak square color complexes. I'm not saying that knights aren't great on outpost squares, chat. Lay off on chat, but the bishop pair is not overrated. Can we take away Tomo Dovo Do's diamond membership? Does he have one? Can we take it away? I'd like to take it away for that ridiculous comment. Don't bring that stuff up here. That's soft, weak sauce. It's not true. By the way, speaking of amazing comments from our community where we react in real time, at the end of today's show, we're going to premiere our next Unbanned Forms video. So if you have another reason that you needed to stick around and continue to waste your workday at whatever it is, 12:30 Pacific time, or if you're just tuning in for your lunch hour, thanks for being with us. Any Hooters, the point is, that's a ridiculous comment. If I could take away your premium membership status, I would. But although, what's funny is a lot of the way these machine learning neural nets are actually starting to play chess, they are lowering their value of the bishop pair, right? They're showing us what a centralized knight can do against the bishop pair. AlphaZero kind of championed that a little bit with some big games, right? So maybe I have to take it all back. Should I give him a diamond membership to make up for the fact that I chastised him on air? Tomo Dovo Do. Maybe we'll give him, all right, give him a diamond, 1 month diamond. Fine. 1 month diamond for Tomo Dovo Do for this comment about the bishop pair being overrated, even though I find it patently false. Okay. it's time for the Q&A segment. We move on from hot takes to questions that are hopefully a little more fruitful. I've been shown that. That's my producer telling me to move faster. He highlighted Q&A a little bit ago, and I'm just like taking my sweet A time. My sweet A time. Okay. So we continue to roll on here. Remember, by the way, so we're going to premiere this Unbanned Forms video at the end of the show. Me and our director of fair play, Sean Arn, who has been awesome in that role. We gave Sean McCoy. We got a lot of Seans. We gave Sean McCoy, head of support, a break. We had a lot of fair play focus, so we get to talk to a lot of people who complain about getting closed for cheating in this video coming. You're going to want to check it out. It's pretty funny. There's some rated R stuff that goes down, and I feel like we need to work on our robot that bleeps it out, because sometimes you could really tell the curse word. And chess.com will unban your account, Dave 23 centimeters, as soon as you have a reason. I don't even know what you did, but probably you need to apologize. I don't know. But maybe you're one of the people that we get into it with. But skincare secrets, Danny, you look delicious. I don't really have any skincare secrets. I have been always told since I was a kid that I have great skin. I don't really lotion. I don't shower too much, right? Because that can dry out your skin. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm glad we fixed our camera in studio. I used to look like an old Oompa Loompa sometimes if it gets super red. Danny is a true drug dealer of chess. He gives us diamonds so it gets us hooked. I guess so. If you could call me that. I've been called worse things, so there. I don't shower. I said I don't shower that often. I shower at least once a day, but I don't overshower. Some people overshower, right? And then your skin gets dry. I mean, you could talk to Eric, my CEO. He's got a whole lotioning system. Eric, can I talk about your lotioning system on camera? I'm going to do it. So Eric likes to take a shower and then rub down his entire body with this, like the really thick stuff, like the really, really thick kind of stuff. I hate lotion. It makes my skin feel sticky. I don't use lotion because get off of me. But he rubs his whole body down in lotion, and then he puts like big socks on, big sweats on, and like a long sleeve shirt on until the lotion has fully saturated into his skin. That's what Eric does on a regular basis. I love outing him and his lotioning secrets. Oh man, yeah. Eric takes his skincare very seriously. I will say that about chess.com CEO. There you go. All right, it's time to move on. By the way, again, I keep getting distracted because I'm reading chat. If you have more questions, they are being added in real time here. I close my eyes sometimes when I'm accessing the part of my memory so that my frontal lobe is not distracted with what's in front of me. Staff is adding things in real time here. And if you have good questions, you can do it, not just toxicity or trolling, but whatever you got, bring us some real heat. And again, we are going to be premiering the Unbanned Forms video at the end. I don't think we're taking any more breaks. I think we're Q&Aing this all the way to the Unbanned Forms video. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Can we ban people who don't accept rematch? I kind of get pissed too, like win quitters. They win and then they quit. Although we've all been guilty of win quitting. Sometimes you legit are in a spot where like you played one game and that was it. You can't really be judged in that sense. But I often do feel upset if someone beats me and doesn't let me rematch, especially if they've already rematched once. Because I'm like, hey, if you play more than one game, I know you've got some time on your hands. Okay. So don't beat me, or like say I beat you, you beat me, and then I want a rematch, and then you don't. Like that sucks, bro. Like rematch somebody. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right, next question. Troll. Okay, this is from YouTube. Troll-tastically. If that doesn't say the state of YouTube, where, if you ever follow Levy Rosman on Twitter, then you know that YouTube is not necessarily a reflection of our highest minds and thinkers in the world. And I shout out to live YouTube chat. I love a lot of you of them. I'm not talking about live YouTube right now. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about people who post really long-winded comments on YouTube that aren't compliments. Should probably look at themselves in the mirror as you throw shade anonymously over people who, are publicly standing behind the things that they do say and create. Any Hooters, is Bullet best for trophy gathering? I think arenas are best when it comes to leagues. So this is actually a good question from Trolltastic, twist ending after my YouTube tirade. Bullet, the thing, let's go to full screen leagues real quick. I'll pull up leagues. So the way it works, we put a lot of thought into this scoring system. Bullet is obviously your ability to get the most games, but because of that, you don't win as many trophies, right? If you play Blitz, then you get more trophies. And if you have Rapid, you get even more. And if you play in arenas, you get bonus trophies. I don't know exactly what the algorithm is there, but if you play in arenas, you get bonus trophies. So there you go. I'll just jump right to Chess University's question. We can't really share stats on how many people are cheating. Like, well, we have public stats and we do share title player stats, but we don't really share by a club basis who's cheating. I will say this. As the guy who, started the relationship we have with the USCF, if you don't know, by the way, if you're a United States Chess Federation member, let's join the club. Can someone share a link to the USCF club? They hold online rated events. They've been doing it longer than anybody on chess.com. I think every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now. It used to be just Mondays, but you can join the USCF and play in online rated events, so a little bit higher stakes. And I can tell you this, Kyra, actually, I guess I will say, overseeing chess and fair play at chess.com as I have for I think it's been more than 7 years since we had the USCF in this partnership, we have had like 3 or 4 controversial cheating cases. And I think probably less than 10 overall. And that's partly because the USCF members do represent, on average, a higher quality human. Can I say that? I'm sorry to say that, but here's what I mean by that. They went out of their way to confirm their real identity, right? Most of the USCF members on our site, in fact, like 99%, like not 99, that's probably exaggeration, but it's not far off. More than 90% of confirmed USCF members are also premium members. So that means they have money on the line, right? They've paid. And just statistically, premium members, especially those who have their real name on their profile, cheat much less. Just in general, they've gone out of their way to confirm their identity and to put skin in the game, if you will. They obviously care about their chess and their education, or they wouldn't be a confirmed USCF member. So I can tell you that USCF members, statistically, we have had very few cases of issues, actually. Now that you asked that, that's actually a good point. And yeah, and so they are. I mean, it's not to take anything away from our amazing community of non-premium members. And we have a lot of people. I mean, we have 20 million monthly active users on chess.com. And there are not that many paying active subscribers, I can tell you, not even close. And so we have a lot of amazing members who are playing chess for free and loving it, and that's great. But obviously, when someone commits to a premium membership, they're saying something about what they want out of their chess.com membership, and that often puts something on the line a little bit. A lot of that times that comes with, and of course we do have premium members who cheat, but it's already much less, right, than throwaway anonymous kind of account. So, anyway, yeah, the USCF, I do recommend holding tournaments if that's what you're looking to do, Chess University. I think that would probably be a good idea. I cheat and claim my name is Danny Rensch. That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool, man. Cool story, bro. Okay, YouTube, Josh Bauer. Will we get leagues for daily games? That's a really great question. I don't know the answer to that. I actually don't know the plan on leagues coming to daily chess games. If someone wants to relay that to the product team, you could also use the make a suggestion, right? The user snap on chess.com if you want to do that. I actually don't know the plan on that right now, so I don't know. Next question. Wait, we already did the will we get leagues for daily games question. Okay, so we're on the next one. I guess we didn't show that one, but here we go. Can we get a percentage of courses completed on the course page itself? Show me what you're talking about. Let's go full screen. Let's go. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about our lessons page, I assume. And obviously, again, this is a production account. This is our studio account. So I don't have any lessons completed. We have a learning rank. As people who do lessons, they can improve their learning rank. But I actually don't know what you mean. I thought that you could see a percentage of courses completed. So you can't. Let's see. Let's do how the pieces move real quick. Start. We're gonna skip the video and just move the. Oh wait, what? The king is marching toward the corner. Okay, great. So I'm trying to just like do some stuff. Great. So this is me learning. Can you move the king one more up diagonally to the right? I'm going to do what it says. Boom. Oh, wait, it says diagonally. What? You want to move the king sideways 1 square. What? Okay, I mean, this is just, okay. Yeah, so we're solving things, and then now let's leave it. Can you move the king straight down into the corner? I can do that. Next lesson, boom, +1. Sweet. Look at that. We've got 1 of 8 lessons completed. So what you're asking for is a bar here. What you're asking for is a bar on the lessons page. Let's go to there. You do have that, a new to chess course. It says you're 5% complete right here. So this is from user Ebarix on Twitch, who may not even be here right now. And he wants to know if we can get a percentage complete for courses. So I don't understand what you're saying. I thought we had that. I feel you, dog, and wanting that. So if you can be more specific, send an email into support and reference this show, and I'll try to get you what you need. Twitch, Freddie Potzer. Can I run my OTB games from library into Insights? That is something that is a future thing. Right now, you can enter your own games onto chess.com and you can save them into a library collection, but then being able to filter those to get insights on them is kind of similar to the classical chess request. And, obviously this is a big thing that people want to do. And in the future, especially as over the board chess is returning, we do want to make that awesome. So we hear you loud and clear. And that would be a very, very cool thing that we should be building out. So probably Malachi's watching this. That's interesting. I know that's a long-term thing, but you guys clip me getting it wrong. First of all, I know it's the easiest lesson, but I wasn't reading it. I was just making a random king move where it says move the king exactly to the right. It's actually the hardest lesson, and that there's a whole bunch of random things you can do to move the king. I know how the king moves. This is like, look at me. I'm defending myself to the community that I know how the king moves. You know what? Go bleep yourself, okay? I'm doing my best here. All right, next question. Discord, Speechless Peach says, what is your go-to song to listen to while playing chess? Wow. That is a great question. What is my go-to song? I don't know that I have one. I have some playlists on Spotify. When I used to stream more, I had at Tommy Shelby. Hey man, love your content. Wait, does Tommy actually do content? I don't even know what Tommy does these days. I blacked out to Tommy's comments years ago. But if Tommy's making content, go subscribe to it. Love that guy, actually. Yeah, these questions are not that great. They're dumb. Who cares about music? Okay, I hear you. I'm reading what's coming in. If you have a better question, put it in chat. And our community manager, Trim, might post it in here. Justin Taylor, or whatever your name was, Jay Taylor. I didn't know Tommy streams. Sweet. Tommy streams. Good for him, man. Good stuff. We've I don't have a go-to chess song, but the next time I stream, I will share my playlist. Next, Diplomatic Contemporary on Discord says, can you add an Among Us variant, a mafia-like variant where one of your pieces becomes an imposter and can be moved by the other player? That is interesting. That is a fun variant idea. I think it probably would take a lot for us to think about. I used to stream too. That's right. Thank you, BJH. Although I know BJH is probably still subscribed to my Twitch channel. I'll stream, buddy, to keep that subscription going. I think BJH is my first ever subscriber, so he gets a lot of credit on my private Twitch channel. Danny After Dark coming your way, the Chess Dad show, Danny After Dark, where the rated R gloves come out, and I get into arguments with people over the proper ways to use lotion for skincare. That's a fun idea. Not on the roadmap right now, but that's a fun idea. Diplomatic Contemporary. Great, Angelo. Can we get a visual warning on when we're low on time for hearing impaired? Don't you already have that, actually. It turns red when you get under a certain amount of seconds, right? I'm pretty sure. Let's go play a bullet game and test that. Now I'm really going to lose in front of everybody, which will be great. This is Bullet Brawls 2.0. Oh, pre-moves are disabled. Enable pre-moves. Where is it? Play. Where's pre-moves? Oh, it's under live. Enable pre-moves. Okay, cool. Haven't had to do that in a long time. Enable pre-moves. Sweet. We'll do a little Scotchtown. Scotchtown. We'll do some pre-moves, little multiple pre-move action, catch up on time. I'm pretty sure when you get, oh, wow, I blundered a bishop, but he didn't take it. Okay, we're going to take that guy, give a little check. Let's do it. Okay, we'll go here anyway. Yeah. If you could come in on Saturday. Thanks. Yeah, hi, Bill Lumbrick here. Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi. Hey, Peter, what's happening? I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday, and we're going to do that real quick. Okay, sweet. Okay, let's flip this baby over here and do some dirty things, shall we? Okay, yes, we shall. Is he going to play King E8? Nope, he's going to play there. We'll pop a rook. All right, so let's see. Okay, you're right. You haven't gotten below red yet. I thought that it gets, when does it turn red? Under 10 seconds? Is that what it does? Okay, it doesn't. Okay, let me get myself under 10 seconds here. Before I, oh crap, I'm gonna win here. I'm gonna get under 10 seconds now. Okay. You're right. Maybe we should add this, right? So you want it to be red when it's low on time. I don't think we would do it right at the start. Oh, see, they did something there, right? So, and this is also, whoa, look at that. That's a league animation. I didn't know I was in the Players League. So this is my first ever game. This is my first ever game because this is a production account. This is not a regular account. So I hear you on that. Let's make our visual. So can someone make a note of this particular request? I think we could maybe do a better job there of visually displaying. Let's go back to full cam here. We can do a better job there of visually displaying it. I agree. There's also a sound. Okay, so anyway, I hear you. We'll look at that. That's a good question. I hate when obvious things are pointed out that we should be doing better, but you're right. I think we could do a better job with that. Egg loves Zion. When will Danny versus, that is a great question. When will the Danny versus Discord game continue? It needs to continue like today. Right after the show, I'm going to make a move. Get ready. Okay. I lost track of it. Okay. I blacked out for a little bit, but I'm back now. I'm conscious. I'm aware. Danny versus Discord. Let's give a link to our Discord for those who want to jump in and play me versus the world in a clean fashion. Do not use engines because it's against the rules. But Danny versus Discord, you can follow us on Discord and every other platform that exists on the social medias of the web form of the United Internet of the world. Okay, next question. How to stop getting brain fogs and headaches while playing chess? How to avoid brain fog in chess? I mean, if you're getting regular headaches, I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on Chess TV sometimes. And I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Have you considered acupuncture for your migraines? There's my medical advice. Okay, moving on. Okay, can we get missed tactics from insights turned into puzzles? We already have that. You can retry your mistakes, but you're talking about like a whole bunch of puzzles back to back. Let me just say that may or may not be a thing we're working on. I need to work on my winky face. Like, yeah, I need to work on that. We're working on that. We're working on that for you, Bob. That is from Tom. Man, Tomo Do Voodoo is actually coming at us with another good question. So I'm glad we're giving that guy a diamond membership. I take back my bishop pair rant. Yeah, we are working on that. Are there any plans to do bigger events for female players? So we do the Women's Speed Chess Championship. And if you haven't followed it, that event actually has 64, actually, I think more. We tried to do 64,000 because it's like a cool chessboard, like total 64 squares. But I think actually ended up doing more than 64,000. So the Women's Speed Chess Championship is our our kind of big one. The SEC is our major property, probably our most popular event. Shout out to Nakamura versus Dingley Ren from this year. Was that not like the best chess match in the history of chess matches? That was freaking phenomenal. I was in my car watching rather than coaching my son's basketball. Full neglect of my child for that match. Anyway, so the Women's Speed Chess Championship is a month-long event. It's with the numerous qualifier stages. It actually has our most kind of robust qualifier system. And we have also invested in all of the camera rights to the entire Women's World Championship cycle, which is also a big part of our plans to cover more of top women chess. So our investments have been working with FIDE to do a better job of covering the biggest events in women's chess. We're going to continue to do the WSCC, which is, as far as I know, the only, or at least the most profitable women's event in online chess, as far as the most money at stake. And we do have plans for more. We have plans for more women's events. And, you know, part of the Rapid Chess Championship is not just the top 100, but also the top 10 women in the world get in. We had to keep that event, you know, kind of inclusive and exclusive at the same time to kind of achieve our goals there. So yes, I mean, we want to continue to invest in women's chess on both macro and micro levels, and we are doing it, and those are our plans. So from Robinson CM, I appreciate that question, and let's go. You're right, more events for women's chess. So for sure, agreed. We've got Shockmo 18. How many points would you give a piece that can move like a knight and a bishop? Probably 6. I mean, if I'm doing my math right, I don't know. I don't really believe in points. I don't really believe in math. I believe we are all here as a massive cosmic accident. I don't believe in math or science. Okay, I don't believe in your, warmification of the globe. All right. I don't believe in your. I'm kidding. I don't know why I slipped into that. I don't believe in math. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. 7 points. I guess a knight and a bishop together would be worth more than 6 because that skill set could be pretty damn useful at times. So yeah, we'll go 7. It is the most powerful magical number. Shout out to you, Harry Potter. 7 it is for knight plus bishop. E4 or D4 for the rest of your life from Mimjob on Twitch. If I had to choose, it would probably be E4 right now. I mean, because that's what I play more often. Bobby Fischer said it was best by test. But, what would all the London system players do, right? Think about the London system players. Think about them, would you? Think how hard it would be on them if they lost their dubiously improving, stunting opening. Think about what would happen to them if they didn't have that system, to mask holes in their positional and tactical understanding. If they didn't have the London system, what would they do, right? Think about them before you come up here and ban D4 for life. Okay, I'm sorry. This public service announcement. Okay, Tommy Shelby, what did he ask? Okay, any plans to make it easier to join tournaments and arenas? In the chess.com app from a link to Twitch chat. Currently involves clicking a link in a browser and then trying to get to the arena in the app. That is a fantastic point. And I actually gave personal app feedback the other day because I was trying to send a link to a friend for an instant game, and that experience sucked too. So that is actually, so your point is you should be able to click the link like in a text thread, right? Like you text someone, they click on it in the text message and it opens the app. That is 100% true. And I'm literally going to report that right now, Tommy. That is a fantastic feature request, and I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, you are the first one to get me to type directly into Slack. Not to say all the other messages are not important as well. An arena or a tournament. This is 100% true. I have to post this very nice here. What I have here, I posted what I have. I have so many rooms inside of me. I have to get them out. What I have here, I have events quality, events product, what I want, what this idea. You have this guy, he is Tommy Shelby. Okay, very nice. I'm gonna post it, yeah? I'm gonna put it right here, put it right on you, right? 1, 2, 3 times. In fact, maybe I put in all 3 rooms, yeah? All right, here we go. Chip. Carry on. Okay, yeah, good call, Tommy. That is fantastic. Your Khan Academy courses on how to run a company are paying off. Thank you. Thank you, Tommy. You know, I appreciate that. We need to do that. Any plans for another I'm Not a GM tournament? 100% there are. In fact, that is part of what Michael Brancato and Alex Brewer, shout out to Alex Brewer, who we didn't do a staff spotlight on when he joined the company a few months ago. Probably should have. A man who has won Emmys. Have you won Emmys? Alex has won Emmys at ESPN. Do you even know that? Okay, how many Emmys do you got, bro? Do you even Emmys, bro? Okay, so Alex and Michael overseeing the event strategy. We're working toward Operation Make Danny Irrelevant, and that's one of the goals we have at chess.com. Is to the sooner we can get rid of Danny Rensch, the sooner the entire community celebrates. And so we're working on that. Michael and Alex are overseeing events. I am Not a GM is returning. I will be playing in that because we kind of started it because we thought that it would be a fun tournament for me to play in. I've lost in the first round every time. It's kind of a painful thing. Anyway, but yes, it is coming back. It shall return henceforth with in due time. Henceforth with in due time. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna read chat in real time here for a second, and just play along because I think we're wrapping up the show here. We're hitting that mark where we've kind of done our job. We did the JOB. That sounded weird, but we did it. We did the JOP. We used to have oh wait, Halvard still runs Untitled Tuesday. Do you, Halvard? That's a great event. So this is a good question from Telling Moose because we actually discussed this recently. The question is, let me read it from Telling Moose so that it's on camera. Danny, can you change the arenas so that when you finish your games, even after the arenas end, because that would count toward the score, that's what he's saying, because he has a whole lot of games end without winning points. So here's the problem with that. And I really mean this. We actually thought about this and reconsidered it, partly because one of the things we were considering about arenas was making it a part of the Rapid Chess Championship system, which has $650,000 in prizes. That's a lot of money. And we wanted to find the right balance of a great Saturday where there's all kinds of fast-paced chess and not something that's like boring or uninteresting. And arenas are great for that. And then you have the knockout on Sunday, right? But the problem is this, is that arenas are based on what experience do we want first? Get a game instantly. So the way the algorithm works is regardless of whether you're being paired by strength or you're standing, you're getting a game right away. And so a lot of people are starting a game under the wire, so to speak, while others will actually not get a game in after the timer ends. And so what you would have, you're thinking about it right now, whoever said this comment, from the experience of someone who has a game going, but think about how many people in an arena would actually be left out. Or basically because a game didn't start after the timer ended. And even if everybody was even, what if it's an odd number in the arena? So no matter what, at least one person is essentially getting a feels bad experience because they're what if that person isn't first? Like here's the way I ran through it in my head. What if Magnus Carlsen is winning the tournament and he's winning with like barely a score over like a bunch of other top players in arena? He doesn't get paired for one more game because the timer ends, and then a bunch of other people who got to play more games than him leapfrog him in the standings because he's out, right? So that's a bad experience the other way, and you kind of can't have both. And so ultimately, you know, the format that we've leaned with is that it makes sense that when the timer ends, everybody's aware of the timer ending. They can adjust their mid-game strategy as they see it. And I understand that it sucks when you lose a game no, you didn't lose a game. You have a game not count because the timer ended. But there's also the experience of the people who didn't even get to start a game because the timer ended. And then the arena is going for what? 20 more minutes? Like literally, what if you start a game with 5 seconds left, even in a 3-minute arena? Everybody else has to wait around for 7 minutes for you to finish that game. And what if that game has implication on the standings and a whole bunch of other people are just sitting there holding their phone, texting their mom, like, I'm almost done with the arena. It's on chess.com. I know, Mom, I'll take out the garbage in a minute. Leave me alone, Dad. Anyway, so you get what I'm saying? No one wants that kid to like raise his voice like that. And then his mom is pissed. And now he's got to wait for like 10 more minutes while you finish the last game to count toward the arena score. And his mom needs the garbage taken out. Think of that kid. Think of the kid. Think of the kid on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch, Mom. Everyone watches me on Twitch. Okay? Playing Rocket League. Anyway, you get it. So Thank you, Tony Thunder. You look at the big. So anyway, I apologize that it ended in kind of a funny way. I was making fun of the mom on Twitch, but we did rethink about this, and we actually were considering, do we like how we have it? And ultimately, we've chosen that it makes more sense that everybody ends with the timer because there's no trade-off there. So you get it. I know. And in the Speed Chess Championship, if you get a game under the wire, it counts toward the score. But the difference is that's a match, so everybody's on the same footing. Right? If you get a game under the wire when the timer ends, there's no disadvantage to other players. In an arena, there would be a clear disadvantage to other players if your game counted and their game didn't when they didn't get to start the game under the wire. So I'm glad you asked that question, and there's a very real answer for you. I do know the arena rules of my website. I just explained them, Nordman95. You don't know the arena rules. Why don't you guys don't have arrows in game review and mobile practicing Nimzo? I could queue into another after player practicing it. I don't know what it means, yeah? I don't know what you're talking about, eh? Yeah, but you can't do that, Vilster, because if a round was completed under the timer, how would that not count for others who completed the game? Look, part of the point is that arenas are super fun. You're all competing against the timer. You're putting together streaks, and everybody's on the same footing. Everybody understands that any game not finished when the timer goes does not count toward the score. So there's no disadvantage in that way, rather than people sitting on the outside looking in. So I understand that, and everyone can defend their bad experience. But if we pulled the pendulum this way, it'd be like overcorrecting the car off the road the other way. So that's the thing. We do have the unbanned forms video coming, so don't go anywhere. Trying to look for some useful, fruitful questions from you guys. Reading through chat. Think of how mad that kid is when his classroom game doesn't open. Exactly. Agreed. That's interesting. It could account for rating, but not toward the arena standing. I guess that would be, I don't know that would really fix what people care about, as far as arena standings, but I'm open to that idea. Basically, what you're saying is the arena ends, people are told the standings, but if you have a game in progress, it continues for kicks and gigs. I don't know, because the arena would affect the how the standings are calculated, because the arena, how does that present in the post event experience, right? Where do we list that game as far as results go? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's okay how it is. I understand people don't like it, but yeah. Insights is probably a premium feature. Probably not being made for free. So there you go. It'll probably stay that way. Any insights on how the number of 960 games have changed since moving it to variants? I don't know. That's interesting. I could run a query on that. We could ask my man, the godfather of live chess, Mr. Piot himself. I'd be curious. I hope not less, because I love Chess 960. But it's funny. Chess 960 has a very split fan base. I've talked to a lot of top players who are like, I love Chess 960, and they loved when we did the Fisher Random, World Championship with the qualifier system back in 2019. Right, that led to the live final in Oslo. Shout out to Wesley So, first ever World Fisher Random Chess Champion. I hope not, because we do like Chess 960. But I've also had a lot of top players say that they don't care for it, that they still feel like there's enough life in regular chess, and they don't like it when big money is put toward Chess 960 because they're looking at it as their livelihood, right? I mean, top chess events are supporting top players' livelihoods, and top players are, the influencers and the content creators. In many ways, they are the cultural sort of heartbeat of the game, right? Half of you that are watching this show are fans of top level chess, and that's why you're here, is because you just watched How to Steal, right? Or you follow, many of you are also from PogChamps. Shout out to my boy PogChamps people. But, top players competing in top level chess events, creating top level chess content for all of us, are in many ways the trickle down heartbeat of why we all love the game so much. Because what do we want to do? Everyone wants to be like Mike. That's why you play basketball as a kid. Everyone wants to be like top players. So an ecosystem that supports the top players financially is incredibly important. And if they don't really like Chess 960 events, it's hard for us to put more money into Chess 960 events. But I've also had many say that they like it. So I'm split. What do you guys think? Should we do more Chess 960? I don't know. Well, the point is this, Robert E630, is if we were going to sponsor an event, right, you know, for $100,000, top players have worked super hard to master classical chess. I mean, traditional chess, right? Not even classical time control, traditional chess, whether that's the Speed Chess Championship, the Pro Chess League, right? The Rapid Chess Championship. And so a lot of them are like, I don't want another Fisher Random event. But then there are a lot of people like Fisher Random was considered the future. And nowadays we don't feel that chess is dying. You know, we feel like, you know, a lot in many ways because of how engines have actually been embraced and we've had more creative new ways to play chess. Right. And so if you're taking their vote into account, that matters to us because that's why we do a lot of what we do. Right. We create events and try to give back to the professional community and the streamer community. And they, like we said, help create the culture of our game that many of you appreciate or you wouldn't be here. So I take their opinion very seriously. And that's why we haven't been putting more. I'm just being honest with you. This is why we haven't been putting more money into Chess 960 events, because we feel like most of them seem to want traditional events. But we could do a Bond Cloud only event, right? I'd be open to that, you know. But yeah, so anyway, wrap it up here. The Endgame Magician wants more things for seniors. We have Pog Champs, we have Title Tuesday, we have Women's Blitz, Junior Blitz. We don't have a seniors event. That is fair. A seniors speed chess championship. A seniors speed chess championship. That is interesting stuff. We'll think about it. That's a good question from Birchfish. For those of you who followed the general Atlantic, GA's investment into chess.com. No, they will not dictate at all how chess.com runs. And all they will bring is positive contributions. You know, a really, really important part of our future is having the advice and the skills that we need to make sure that we scale this company and take chess to the moon, as they say, right? That's what we want to do for the entire chess world and the chess community. And so GA brings amazing stuff for those of you who followed that and are aware of that. We're super excited to have them as partners. And it did not change the operating agreement as far as we're concerned. In fact, a big part of their requirement was that me and Eric and a lot of the management, but they said we weren't allowed to change anything specifically. And so we are in this to win this. And GA has an amazing track record, which is why we work with them. Whether you look at, you know, Spotify, Strava, you know, Slack, Duolingo, GA knows what they're doing, and we're actually super pumped to have them. We're super enjoying working with them, and we have big things to come for chess, and we're super pumped about it. So would Danny qualify for the Senior Speed Chess Championship? That hurts, bro. That hurts big time. So no, there is no new version of chess coming. There is no new version of chess coming. I kind of just love you guys right now. You guys are asking positive questions, and you don't want to leave, and I don't want to leave you. You know, we've got 7,300 of you on Twitch. We've still got a few people on YouTube. And shout out to my mom on Facebook. Just kidding. Love you, mom. My mom no longer with us, but love you, mom. We've got probably my grandma on Facebook. Shout out to grandma. She's on Facebook. Daniel Rensch, you are so good at your job. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Will Fabi be back for more commentary? You damn better believe he will, because the world wants it. Go to chess.com's Clips channel. Danny is a sexy beast. Whoever called him old needs to get banned. Thank you. I love that. Excited for the CCL season. I am excited for the College Chess League. Actually, for those of you who don't know, the College Chess League bringing universities from around the world together to compete in chess events. And we're going on to season 4 right now with big prizes. The first couple seasons kind of ran a little bit under the radar. We've seen it grow. We've seen more schools jump in. We've got more than $25,000 prizes, We've got more than $25,000 in prizes. Speaking of more events that we are running and trying to create cool opportunities for people to get involved. Rest in peace to my mom. Agreed. Thank you for the heart there. Shout out to my shirt. It is not custom fit. I just gave my sizes to the whatever. It's like Tommy Lewin or it's like a UK based company, something like that. You know. Yeah. When Magnus crushes these strong opponents, do you ever get super depressed? Actually, no. It's actually amazing. I think we're all in the same boat. I mean, you saw everyone celebrating Nadal reaching 21 Grand Slam final wins. I don't really know that Nadal is the GOAT yet. Do you guys want to debate the tennis GOAT with me? Federer and Djokovic are right there. So to call Nadal the GOAT because he was the first one to get there might be a little bit too much for me. I love Rafa Nadal. Don't get me wrong. For me, Federer still the GOAT. But okay, like Nadal there. I think when it comes to rooting for Magnus, who doesn't want to see him make a run for 2,900? If you don't, you're dead inside. I mean, seriously, right? I mean, it's not depressing at all. And it's going to be super, super rough. I think like most people, if I had to bet, 2,900 does not happen because of just the sheer improbability of how difficult that task is. But I think if anyone can do it, it is Magnus Carlsen. Federer is the GOAT, but Nadal is very close. Okay, this is a good debate. This is what I want to see. I forgot my question. TM Lewin, there you go. Thank you for that person who shared that. Did I ever see a God Mator's impersonation of me? No, is that a real thing? Did a God Mator impersonate me? I know that I impersonated Antonio, but if a God impersonated me, someone share that link in chat ASAP. We're going to watch that. Yes, it is. He has a video. I want to see it. Give me the link. I cannot wait for this. Has Chess.com considered changing the way time compensation works and Move and Blitz and how Lead Chess does it, or maybe having multiple compensation modes? We actually do have multiple compensation modes, and servers and lag time. It's a complicated thing. That would be a very. It's not as similar to other like design, let's say feature requests, but it is a complicated question in terms of how we compensate for it. How we handle pre-moves is differently if we're just talking about lead chess, let alone other chess sites. So it is a complicated thing. And one of the great things about chess as it's growing, we will say, compared to other games that really struggle with connecting like the world's best players for top events, like, you don't see the fighting game community hold a huge event with Brazil versus, Korea online anyway, right? It always has to be in person. And there's a reason for that. And I think, so we're kind of excited about, the fact that a lot of people look at chess and how the audience has grown, and they love to see the game continue to bring big money in for top players and bring sponsorships and do all the kinds of things that have an amazing trickle down effect for the whole ecosystem. So we don't have a lag issue compared to most games, but I understand for power users and how all of us want our bullet to be instant. There are all kinds of micro things to learn there. And so we're working on that all the time. That's what I'll say. We are aware that we want everything to be as good as you want it to be and to always feel instantaneous. I don't know if you know this. A lot of people have the ability to control the type of connection they have and they don't use it. You can actually do it. Let's go full screen real quick. Full screen. If you go into play, you can control your connection settings. And depending on where you are, one of these might be better for you. So we do use an automatic detector. And I'm not going to share the information, but we know if someone is in India versus Germany versus California, that they may be better with long polling or WebSocket, which is slightly more like local client based. But sometimes we don't always do it right. And if you don't know this, you actually have the ability to maybe mess around with how you connect to our server, and you might see some performance improved. So fun fact, if you didn't know that, we are serving, again, like more games are played on chess.com than every other chess site combined every single day. And that is not a flex, but it is the truth. And we are serving different audiences, and it's not easy. And so I hate it when people have bad experiences on my site. You can hear it in my voice. I'm humble in what you're requesting. I recommend you play around with your settings. Maybe there's a way for you to improve it. And I apologize if you have ever lost a single game because of what you felt was a bad connection or lag. I apologize. Seriously, I mean that. But if you didn't know that, you can mess with your settings, and WebSocket might be better for you than long polling. You might play around with how you connect to the server and see if you can improve your performance. So maybe there were some other good questions in the meantime. I'm reading with you, chat. Shout out for the support team. Shout out to you, Greta. We love it. We have a video premiering here in just a second. I know that everyone's like, Danny, get off camera, but I haven't hosted a show in a while. I'm having a good time. Relax. I'm trying to scroll back to, if you guys had good questions and I missed it, but wait, someone thought that me impersonating Antonio was Antonio impersonating me. First of all, that just shows you how much I nailed it, right? Shout out to me, bro. with my impersonation of Antonio. We already discussed this, KC Ninja. If you were to chain pre-moves, how would you cancel pre-moves on the mobile app? Let's say you make a bad pre-move that's about to blunder your queen. How do you cancel that? By touching the screen, right? If you were to make a second pre-move, how would you do that without losing the ability to cancel it? Double finger is not an answer. You can double finger the screen to make a thicker touch, but now you're still having to make a move with the piece, which, again, the piece doesn't need two fingers on the piece, right? And so how do you do that? I'm asking you. And I know that touchscreen technology is improving, and maybe in the future there's a way to like do this. You make a pre-move and maybe you touch it with your thumb, and then while you're holding it with your thumb, you can make a second one, maybe. But is that second pre-move really that effective? So again, a lot of people ask this because they love our multiple pre-move feature, and I'm telling you, it's not easy. Like, you say we need chain pre-moves on the app. I'm saying you figure it out. I don't think it's possible. I don't understand how you could do it without having a negative effect of locking in a pre-move that could be blundering you a piece, right? So anyway, I don't know. I'd love to know. I don't know how to make two premises pre-moves on the mobile app, in the app on mobile. I don't think you can, Virtuich. That's kind of what I'm saying. Danny, please visit India. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, you can get good at pre-moving. We have run a chess.com online Olympiad in cooperation with FIDE. We ran it 2 years in a row. There are no plans to run it this year as over-the-board chess is returning. Good point, Danny, from first chat. Or I'm saying, I know we love multiple pre-moves, but I'm asking you to help me. Help me help you. Help me help you. Thank you, Jerry Maguire. Help me help you, chat. Okay, I'm here to chat. I'm here to help you, chat, but you got to help me out. Danny, how do I play chess in accordance with my Catholic faith? That I guess that's how you do it. I don't know. Help me help you. All right, guys. I think you're losing time with me. We're losing time with me. If you find a way to make several pre-moves on mobile, can I send? Yes, you can send it. Send it to support. Recommend this. Then I'll give you my private email, which I'm not going to give you now. If you send it to support and say that you've developed it, we will hire you as a developer. I mean, I can't promise you a job, but I mean, I guess. I mean, anyway, the point is we understand why, but I mean, if you actually unpack it, it's not that simple. And I actually feel like it's a good thing because it comes with how much people love making multiple pre-moves. I am not going for the GM title currently. So there you go. Add a small cancel button that cancels pre-moves instead of clicking the screen, and then you can make multiple pre-moves. That's interesting. That's a whole new button in the UI. Where are you going to design that in? Let's design that in. Give me some designs. Show me the diamond membership. Show me the money. Help me help you. No, anyway, that's interesting. The cancel button idea. I don't know that that's really good for the UI, honestly. Yeah, that UI would get real messy. So anyway. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap this party up. We're going to bring this studio to a close. We already gave away a bunch of diamond memberships earlier, and I'm about to bring up an unbanned forums video, which is going to be a ton of fun. I believe we have that queued up, right? Yeah, we're going to have that queued up when we sign off, I think. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, that should be a lot of fun. So check out this video. This is a world premiere, and you can also then watch it later on YouTube if you happen to want to see it again. So this was a lot of fun. I felt like this was good today. I feel like we connected. I feel like we got real. We got some real good requests in. I apologize if I ever seem cranky. You know, forgive me for that. I'm not cranky at all. I love this show and really appreciate it. And okay, enjoy this fun video. And we'll see you probably in another 3 months for our next stateofchess.com. That'll be in quarter 2, recapping all that was quarter 1. Remember, if you ever need a reminder on our schedule, the chess.com/TV page has a full schedule. We got FIDE Grand Prix coming up. Like I said, tomorrow is the world premiere of Double the Fun, Title Tuesdays. Amon Hamilton will be hosting the afternoon. I don't know who's doing the morning. Arena King Season 9 is about to kick off. That is on Wednesday, February 2nd. So that's going to be awesome. Again, that is more than $40,000 in prizes for streamers, and you can play streamers or start streaming and win it. Shout out to Ketty and the Boys. Again, I like that band name, Ketty and the Boys. Going to be bringing us the FIDE Grand Prix. Ketty and the Crew is what I said, but Ketty and the Boys also sounds great. Let's remind everybody that in a couple weeks, also launching our Rapid Chess Championship. This is more than $650,000 in prizes throughout an entire sort of tour season. Thank you, Tom Ovodu, for the rapid shout out there. Again, thank you for the Diamond membership. Sorry I got so cranky with you when you said the Bishop pair was overrated, buddy. I mean, you wash your mouth out. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me, but okay. Hope you appreciate your Diamond membership. And all right, here we go. Enjoy this Unbanned Forms video, reading messages and community member feedback. And shout out to the support team who works super hard dealing with sometimes, as you will find out, inappropriate and rather abrasive comments from some people out there. So thank you so much. And we will see you next time, and enjoy the rest of your day, and enjoy this video coming to you right now.
I'm not going to apologize for telling a guy to move fast. If you don't want me to speak again, that's your problem. But I'm not going to ask for forgiveness. That's why you're asking for forgiveness from me, you piece of I wanted to add that the who is reading this should eat my balls. That's all.
That was really crossing the line. I don't even know what to say.
In Chess.com's justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the Fair Play team, who investigate and close the accounts, and the support team, who handle the irate offenders. These are their stories.
International Master Daniel Rensch, Chief Chess Officer with Chess.com, back again to respond to some tickets, some questions, all the comments we get from our amazing community members. And this time I'm here with
Sean Arn, Director of Fair Play.
You're a director now?
Apparently. You've been calling me that for a year.
We are here to dive in and have a lot of fun. Just kidding. Me and Sean have known each other a while, so forgive the sass. And it's time for us to jump in to some questions.
What kind of assistance did you use?
I let someone else use my account.
Tell us more about the outside assistance you used.
My friend played on my account.
I used outside assistance because...
It wasn't assistance. If I was drunk and passed out on the floor.
Wow. I feel personally attacked by that one, but don't let your friend use your account, and be careful around alcohol.
Yeah, that's very good word of advice. I often play on my phone, maybe after... well, let's move on from that. Yep.
Thank you for providing me with an excellent chess experience during the last 10 or so years that I've used this site. I have one small issue, however. Me and my main man have frequent and furious chess games, where in our passion, we accidentally hit the resign button since it is next to the analyze button, and one of us accidentally leaves. Like a lover who leaves the comfort of the bedroom before the deed is done. We both feel an extreme emptiness when this happens. May I suggest moving the resign button elsewhere so we can reach our chess climax uninterrupted? Thank you very much.
Oh my God, that is the best thing ever. Oh my God. Reaching your chess climax is one of the most important parts of playing chess online. So I'm going to say that I feel you. Did you know that you can use protection when you're playing chess online? There's an option to be asked when you click the resign button to confirm resign. So click on your settings, enable that protection before you engage in future chess-loving affairs. I'm trying to walk this line very carefully here. And when you check that box, it will ask you have you truly reached climax or not? If not, you can continue your game. And that's the best way I can answer that.
Yeah, I mean, Danny, it's like you always say, you got to practice safe chess.
Practice safe chess. We believe in safe chess on chess.com. And if you're not practicing safe chess, you go somewhere else.
I was going to make a rhyme. If you're not practicing safe chess, go talk to Robert Hess. But
go talk to Robert. That's freaking genius. I'm going to write that down. If you're not practicing safe chess, go talk to Robert Hess.
Hi, I'm wondering that is it against fair play rule that I use Engine to play with my friends just to troll them, unranked of course. I know it's a dick move, but I just personally to troll them. If this is against the rule and have a chance to get my account banned, I will stop this. I just want to clarify things. Thank you in advance.
Okay, well, hi. Right back at you. I appreciate the question. I love trolling. As long as you tell your friends you are allowed to use engines in unrated games. Great question.
Sounds like a great friend.
Thank you. I wrote a poem about why I cheated. I'll put it in here for laughs. Life at 1200 was quite simple. Though my rating started to dwindle, I thought, how could I stop getting beat? Oh, I know. I'll cheat. It's been a couple months since I was being dishonest. I must admit my method was not the smartest. Now I know that cheating is not okay, because I got banned for fair play.
I appreciate the poem. I'm not sure I can approve of rhyming smartest and honest. Also, I think instead of just saying cheat, you could have said something like, I decided to give my opponent a treat, and then I went out to find the best dish, which of course led me to use stock fish. But please don't cheat on the site.
First of all, Harry Mack, watch out. We got Sean Arn, director of Fair Play, crushing it over here. Also, yeah, I agree. I think the biggest takeaway from that was not just that he cheated, but that he rhymed honest and smartest. What does he think he is, Eminem?
Write us a better poem and we'll let you back.
Yeah, there you go. Get back to work.
Dearest sirs and madams, I am writing you on this day, the 18th day of September, the year of our Lord 2021, to express and grieve with you over the most inconvenient of annoyances. You see, someone has barred me from using swears on the chess.com app, and has most recently barred me from speaking to my friends entirely. This is f***ery. It is complete f***ing horse, and I will tell you why. Number 1. In conclusion, I ask that my account's ability to send messages be unf***ed, and in the name of civility and decency, that further attempts to silence my friendly, profanity-laced conversations be themselves f***ed. Good day.
Oh man, it's always easy to spot a Dota player in the wild, so props to that guy. Also, I feel like I should give a much longer response, but I really can't. I'll just have a nice day. Have a really nice day, man.
I will actually go on record for saying I do believe there is a time and a place for a curse word to be used. I believe that it is a sometimes proper reflection of putting the correct emphasis on the right syllable, if you will. That said, there has to be some lines in context. So while I appreciate the argument, it's important that that overall we do our best online to communicate in the most efficient manner, which often doesn't include profanity-laced statements.
You're absolutely right, Danny. I mean, we sign off all of our meetings with profanities, so there is a time and place for them.
Yeah.
Huh.
Off. Yeah.
Right back at you, buddy.
So good.
Since you muted me indefinitely for bullying people in chat, I'm cancelling my premium membership, and switching to Lichess, where they let me be toxic.
Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, congrats.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
League and Dota players, go flock over there. You can be toxic.
Go flock your way to some toxicity over there and do your best with your life.
I am professional chess player IM Daniel Rensch. I had recently started a private YouTube channel to record some games of my speedrun journey on chess.com. My account name is... However, my chess.com account has been closed for an unknown reason while playing a game. I am estimating the problem might have been using engines and computers. This is not true. I was trying my hardest to get my rapid rating up. I hope you understand the situation positively and give a quick response. P.S. I know you are a robot.
Lee Ren, all you had to do was email me and tell me you're going to do it. Now I get it. Dude, let's reopen his account. Obviously, that's him. I've gotten a few emails from him. That's exactly how he talks. And of course, he's into the speedrun game. Everyone gets it.
He's a professional chess player.
I get you, Lee Ren. We're opening it. I got you, buddy.
Game recognized game.
I was not aware of this rule. I honestly wanted to get my score as low as possible, thinking there might be a secret achievement.
I love secret achievements, and you are trotting a well-trodden path. Lots of people have plumbed those depths before you. Just try to play at your own rating level.
Unlock, you are the worst chess player in the world. Secret achievement on chess.com. Get your rating as low as possible. I love that idea.
Yeah, you know, I've had a similar thing where I lost a game and it recommended me a lesson on the 4-move checkmate. So we're probably in the same boat.
That always feels good, right? I love that. Okay, yeah. So secret achievements are hidden everywhere, but we do not have ones that encourage you to lose chess games. Pro tip.
I lost my rating because of your glitch in the app. I put my pawn 2 step ahead and the pawn left to me cut that pawn up.
You know, we have a patch coming out on April 1st. Be there on April 1st. En passant will no longer be allowed.
I was wondering when we would get to our first en passant ticket. That was a good one right there. Yeah, so April 1st, tune in, and you won't have to deal with this bug anymore. It takes some time for us to do, so on April 1st, it'll be fixed.
HiCheese.com. I only ask you may think twice when you promote Levi Rosem, Gotham Cheese, on chess.com. A wonderful, wonderful service. The general public are getting sick of Levi, his stupid faces, puerile, arrogant and elitist commentary et al. So today I was sad to see today his face on the front of chess.com's website. This is actually a deal breaker if it continues for me, and I feel chess.com may be losing some of its identity. Please read on. I am very saddened to see him here too, on the landing page. Can I not escape this idiot? Levi is not a mature enough, or grown up enough to be ambassador for chess. This is my opinion, but of course you don't have to agree with me, but please take something from what I have expressed on board when you consider his affiliations with chess.com, for the love of chess. Sorry to lumber this on you. Chess.com is super great otherwise.
I want to first acknowledge that a lot of time and effort was put into that message right there. And I think, like a lot of the comments on Levi's YouTube channel, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. There are a lot of people who might have a different opinion contrary to that one. I'm trying to be politically correct when I say Levi's here to stay.
I mean, great use of puerile. That was awesome.
Oh, did I rhymed accidentally.
Poet didn't know it. Poet didn't know it.
Crushed it. Take that.
Hello, please unban me. I have played so much hour of chess in this app, more than 1,500 games, and I was going to buy the premium version sooner or later. I just playing chess with my brain. I seriously don't know why you ban me at the moment. I'm very lucky in a lot of things. It's just that. And if I buy the premium version right now, it's automatically unbanned?
He's negotiating. He's.
Yeah, I mean, you've really got me over a barrel here. I need that. I need that cash. Like, I'm gonna lose my job after this. Danny's gonna fire me, so I need that. I need that little bit of extra money to pay the bills this month. You're reinstated, buddy.
That's the thing is, you'd have to cut yourself in front of that deal, which might be a good future lucrative side job for you. Is telling people if they go premium, you'll unban it, and then you ban them again. Twist ending, we treat premium members the same.
Yeah, it really is a democracy. That's chess.com. But if you Venmo me $10, I will personally abandon you.
Oh, man.
Hi all. Yesterday I was playing lots of chess, which made my girlfriend quite mad. Now I find my account closed, which she admitted to have done in anger. I was hoping for the possibility to restore my account somehow. Thanks.
Oh man, it was.
Yeah, wow.
We got brought in there. We're in the relationship issues now. We got brought in.
I feel like I'm on relationship advice right now, and I'm in no position to give advice.
I will say that no device or game, including the greatest of all time, the Game of Kings, should separate you from other people, right? It shouldn't be a distraction from real life. So I definitely stand by your girlfriend from that point of view. That said, I don't believe it's right to take matters into your own hands and close someone's account. So I think if they were both validating each other's feelings, right, in a different way, we might not have gotten to this point. That would be my advice.
I hear you, Danny, and I feel supported.
So after my last complaint, I got a free diamond membership for a month to compensate my problem. Unfortunately, everything seems to be working fine now. I don't have any complaints, but that doesn't change the fact that I have gotten to used to analyzing my games and enjoying the unlimited puzzles. So I request you to please grant me another free diamond membership. Please. Thank you. P.S. Make it to annual membership this time.
That's a solid argument, and we do appreciate that going premium allowed you to get more access and use out of the tools. I don't know what it was before that you were unhappy about that got our amazing support team member to give you free diamond. I would recommend the way you circumvent the system is figure out another thing to complain about, write support, and then they'll give you a new diamond membership. Pro tip.
That's smart. That's smart. That's a big brain play right there.
Had chess.com started to trust cheaters and gave them a warning 2 or 3 times that they know they are cheating, they would have obviously been scared and feared that they had been watched. They would have rather lived in fear of their accounts get banned than actually cheating and hoping they could get away with it. This is what I please chess.com for. If they could at least trust the cheaters like me and gave them a final chance, they could have better lived off in the fear of getting banned for cheating, and obviously won't cheat, because it will be their last chance of redemption while enjoying chess and playing fairly.
This is just the modern age's answer to Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal. So many things that I'd like to challenge there. If we gave you a warning, why would you cheat 2 or 3 more times down the line? That's what I'll go with. You know, I might reject that proposal.
I don't even know where to go with that. That was brilliant and noted. Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, I'll be sure to pass that right along.
I'm watching your video of weirdest support feedback, and since a lot of the feedback is negative, I just want to make sure the team receives a positive note too. Thank you Danny, Sean, and everyone else at chess.com for helping to grow my interest in chess over the last year and making such a wealth and variety of information easily accessible and approachable. I've especially appreciated the lessons and puzzles, which helped make chess so much more concrete to me after finding it inscrutable and daunting for decades prior. I'm so grateful that Chesscom's presence on Twitch has encouraged me to try chess for myself and find welcoming communities of players doing the same. Your work is appreciated.
Dad, is that you?
I was expecting a twist there. So nice.
I was like, where's the twist?
Yeah.
Is this a trick? Oh my gosh.
I thought it was going to be, thank you so much, and that's why I choose to play on Lee Chess. But no, I really appreciate that one.
Oh man, so good.
That was a really good one to end with. Yeah. You should be able to talk to people all the time, right? I mean, those 40-year-olds knew it when they were talking to 8-year-old me.
Oh, do you want to talk about anything? Are you I didn't know you were carrying around so much baggage from a 40-year-old who verbally abused you. I think we both know the name we're talking about. The chain jingled and he flip-flopped through the room. Sorry, inside joke. To a local chess player in Arizona where Sean grew up and I was his first chess coach. Okay, now they know the truth.
This is how I got the job.
Actually, I've been trying to get him fired since we hired him for a long time, but somehow he's doing good enough. So
that's why you invited me to the video, to finally get enough incriminating evidence.
Oh man.